Well, hello, hello, and hello.
Hi, how are
I am
you?
doing okay. No complaints at this point. So
Like,
I'll have to go with that for now. I'm checking my Facebook, going to chat, find out, checking it twice, find out who's naughty or nice.
hey, Victor. How Kay? How Baby Doll Face? Hey, Terry T. Hey, Sharon Go.
We had a good. I took the place of Bonnie today for Julie, and so we were.
I saw some of it. We were volunteering, so I could only be in and out here and there. So I saw some
It
of
was
it.
it was a good it was good energy and a good flow. It's interesting too because I picked up on somebody, and then eventually somebody came in who knew the person, so that was kind of nice because that energy was and it was a persistent kind of irritating little energy too. I was kind of getting irritated with it. Oh yeah, I had to call in, my gatekeeper and say, you know what, you need to take care of this because this spirit was a little bit too obnoxious.
Oh,
Yeah, it was crazy.
wow.
But eventually, the person who owned, who was connected to the spirit, it was his uncle who had passed. He came in, and so but the spirit was just aggressive, and I'm like, this has got to stop. And then and that was interesting because I spoke about a lady and her and two kids. I saw her with two young kids, two grandkids, one boy, one girl, definitely one boy, and it was interesting because when we got the thing, I asked her to because we were having such a delay problem with her communication, and then she lost connecting with Facebook, and so I asked her to go ahead and just message me through Facebook, and I would finish this conversation and we'll set up a reading.
Oh, now I heard that part. I wasn't sure why you were telling her to, or who you were telling, but I heard you tell someone to
Yeah, because we
contact
were
you
so
later.
delayed with her, and she was having communication issues, connection issues. But it's interesting because I got the name Clayton, but I also got this boy and girl, little boy and girl, and I kept going, what's about the little boy and girl? And then she sent me something saying that her daughter lost a set of twins in 2016, a boy and a girl. And yeah, and then I
Oh,
get
is that what she was gonna
no,
name
no,
it?
no. She later on has this other. She has another grandchild, and the other
Oh,
grandchild
okay.
who I kept getting, I get picked up Clayton. That's apparently one of her grandsons as well. So I was getting all kinds of strong messages from her for her, but for the kids around her, the grandkids, which I thought was kind of interesting. And she gave me confirmation on the back end, but I still have to do a reading for her. I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot of good energy from her, so that was good.
I have a reading waiting for somebody who I do all
Uh
the
huh.
time, and I just don't. Am not looking
Oh,
forward to it.
that doesn't sound so promising.
And not that it's a bad reading. It's just I feel like I've read this person multiple times, and I just don't think that I have anything else to
Oh yeah,
say.
those are hard because you want to be able to give value, and if you feel that maybe there isn't the energy no information or energy that's coming through beforehand to give you something different, you're thinking, why would you want to? Why would they want to sit through that and waste the time? It's yeah, it's I think that's kind of what I was.
I think they just think that every time that um all of you that are telling me that the camera is dim, I do know that it's dim. My regular camera broke for some ungodly reason, and I just don't have the. I mean, you don't really have to concentrate on my face. Just listen to what I'm saying.
A to the men.
That's what you do. It's just it is what it is. But I think she just likes. She thinks that her dad is gonna come through every time we do mediumship, and I think she's just trying to use me as a telephone to her dad instead of trying to tap in and sit with him herself. And it's it's just a heavy read because I know what the expectation is, and I honestly don't have anything to say about her.
It's interesting. I sympathize with people who want to communicate, but I get frustrated with people who watch us enough to realize that they've heard us say over and over again that they have the power themselves to make that communication and make that connection. They don't need an interpreter. They don't need an intermediary. They can do it, especially if they've been watching us long enough and hearing us. And it's when I hear that, it's kind of a little bit sad or frustrating. that they hear it, but they don't want to exercise it or believe it or use it. Because again, the spirits that are out there, and again, everybody, this is for all of you. Your loved ones are all around you. They are around you often. If you call them forward, they will come forward. You have that ability. You don't need somebody else to do it. But however, you do need to quiet your mind, and you need to learn how to quiet the mind, relax the mind, focus it, so where you can be open to the communication. And that may take a little time to do. It may take a week of preparation to learn how to control your mind, to relax it enough so where you'll acknowledge the message when it comes in. But if you do it the one time, if you learn how to quiet the mind for one specific situation, that same lesson, that same quieting will then carry you for over and over again. And again, your spirits will be with you always. So it's not a bad thing to learn. It's not a bad thing to take the time and benefit from that experience. So and it all again, it starts with us. It's kind of like Dorothy Gale and the Wizard of Oz. After all that mess and all that stuff. And Glinda comes up and says, "You had the power all along." It's like, what? I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. You could have told me that in the beginning and saved me that damn walk getting in the
That's kind of how I felt when I found out. Wait, I can talk to like. Wait, I've always been able to do this. Wait, what?
exactly. It's like, why didn't anybody share it with you? And see, the thing is, Angie and I and our folks,
Y'all been telling me to pray all this time, and I could have just.
exactly.
Well, I mean, as a child, I can remember doing it. I can remember clearly doing like having conversations with imaginary friends or with God or whatever, and just not knowing that that's what I was doing because that's not what they said it was, or that we had the power to do. So it's different.
Sorry, playing with my light there.
Look, I think I have my stuff. I think I had it hooked up wrong, so I think I have to redo it. I had the plug. I had the wrong thing plugged into the USB. So
But the most important thing, folks, if you're out there, is to know that if you miss somebody who's passed on, take a little time, quiet your mind. One trick that I've told everybody over and over again: get a tall, thin, tapered candle, light the candle, focus on the candle for 5 minutes at a time each day. Make sure it's dark, and make sure it's quiet, and then focus. And within the first week and a half, you have learned to control the mind and quiet the mind to the point where now you can hear. When I say quiet the mind, I'm not saying quiet the mind as in don't listen. I'm saying quiet the mind as in don't let the mind race. Because like myself, and I know Angie's the same way, our minds are always working. It's always racing, it's always talking, it's always communicating, and we can't shut it down until we learn to shut it down. And that's what I'm suggesting to you, is that learn to shut the volume down, learn to turn off the thought process for just a little bit. And then when you do, because this is closed, this is opened. And when this is
and
opened,
believe what you're hearing. A lot of times people will hear it, but they won't believe it. Is that me? Like
absolutely.
I believe one of the questions that we had, or that you guys had, or that Julie had yesterday, someone asked, how do I know the difference between me and my own, I mean, between my guides and my own thoughts? And I'm
Yes,
like,
yes, I
well,
remember
it's
that question.
sometimes it's one and the same. Cause like I was explaining, the comment that I made then was that, sometimes like I'll be like, oh, it'll be like, go to the store and get blah blah blah, or go to the store, whatever it is they're telling me to do. And so it's my higher power telling me to do it, but it's coming to me as a thought, because you don't think that your higher power is telling you, hey, take the 10 instead of the 143. And then when you find out on the news later there was a huge accident on the 143, you're like, oh wow, I could have been in that accident, or I could have been stuck in traffic. That was your higher power telling you, but through your own thoughts. So it was a combination. You have to realize it's a co-creation. It's not like they're just going to come in and be like, Angie, you got to take the I-10 instead of the 143. There's a big accident. I think everybody thinks it's going to be a big ominous voice that is going to come talk to them. And it's so many subtle ways. Like I had a friend who was walking and she saw Boston baked beans, the little wrapper on the thing, the little box.
Hmm.
Her grandmother used to eat Boston baked beans all the time. And that was her grandmother letting her know, because she was going through a tough time, that she was around. But she didn't get it until we got to do the reading. And I said, oh, your grandmother sends you clues and blah, 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 this and that. She's like, oh my gosh. And so then she connected it, but to them it's just like, oh, coincidence, or just they just kind of throw it out and don't believe that it's anything worth paying attention to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And everybody, thanks again. Thanks for popping in. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons, please. We appreciate that so very much. If you are on my side of the ledger, if you are onto one of my platforms, please cross over and to Angie's platforms and log in and create a subscribe or follow, whichever one you're on. Let me pop up Angie's YouTube thing here so you can easily find it. Go over to Angie's YouTube and make sure you hit the follow, okay? Follow Angie's YouTube. If you are on Angie's side of the ledger and you want to come over and join mine as well, again, come over and click subscribe. And when you do, the good part is you want to be on both because we are not on together all the time. And this way it gives you an opportunity to follow each and to make sure you know and you don't miss any, okay? And the same thing for Shauna. This is Shauna's Natural Divine Goddess. And also, if you want love readings, if you are in a need of a love reading, this is the one. Right here, right here, right here.
Call Bonnie.
Yes, this is Bonnie, and that's her domain.
Is Bonnie, because she's in there. Bonnie, is your power back on? Like on for good? I was like, Tennessee gave you a welcome wagon that was out of control when she got
a very unwelcome
tornado,
wagon.
No power, cold, everything.
Yes, yes, she's been through a lot already, and she just got there. It's like, what the hell? So again, track Bonnie. Bonnie's on Wednesdays. I took her place this morning because again, she's getting settled back in. But Bonnie is on Wednesday mornings, and again, she loves love readings. So make sure if you have a love reading, she is one of the few out there who, well, not one of the few, but she is one of the main ones who loves love readings. So don't hesitate. And again, this is mine, and then this is Angie's.
I don't know anybody else who loves to do love readings.
No, I don't either. Shauna and Julie and Susan, the rest of them, they're like, nah, we'll leave that. Also, Julie, I was on live today with Julie, and Julie is on with both Scott and with Susan, and then Bonnie. And this is Julie's. So again, if you follow any of us, follow all of us, because we are not always on together. And this way you can check out when somebody pops on. With that said, Angie, let's get started. But before we get started, I want to play a little commercial. Here we go. All righty then, there you go.
I love that one. I still have that one. That's the only one that I have saved, is that one.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was interesting. When I went to make that one, it took me forever to find the right kind of music because there was so many different kinds of Christmas musics, but I thought nothing really fit. And then when I heard that, I'm like, that fits that. That was the moment. So that it's interesting, folks.
Like
you all,
something I've seen in a movie, like when they're doing a shopping scene in the store, it feels like that.
Exactly. I mean, it's interesting when you guys see you guys see a few seconds of something on the screen. I tell you, it takes a lot longer than that to make it. I promise you.
And that's why I have no commercials.
Absolutely. And that's why I don't have as many as I did, because it's like I had to slow on down.
I'm gonna make my son, like my son wants to go to school for that. I'm gonna make him make me some while he's on break, because Friday's their last day of school. So I'm gonna make him put that brain to work.
Are they off for 2 weeks or 3? How does that work?
They're off from the 15th till January 3rd or whatever.
Oh, geez. That's a good amount of time. Hell yeah. So very good. But your son doesn't have time off because he works and everything else. He is such a committed young man. Angie has raised.
They have 4 to 10 every day.
Jesus. Angie has raised an amazing young man. He has followed a woman, a role model, female mom who has dedicated to work and the work ethic and to do what she has to do to get where she's going, and to not take no for an answer. And he is the same. And so, pride and kudos for that, because again, he watched you, Mom. He watched you. He learned from you. He didn't hear. He didn't have to hear. He watched, and you did it. And if you all know Angie will tell you how many jobs she has.
I don't even want to count.
Exactly. So Angie is
At
always
least
working,
three.
always doing something. Yeah. So believe me, he learned from watching, and that's been a great thing. So
Yeah.
yes, and also he's very astute. He's very very astute. He also
Such a
and he
smarty
picks up a
pants.
lot of stuff. So there you go. With that said, who do we got, Angie? What name are you drawn to today? Who, first
Oh,
off,
hey, Janet's in here. Remember Janet from Monday night class?
oh hey Janet, it is good to see you in here.
Hey, I haven't seen
Love
her.
Janet. Janet
I
got me
wanted to
hooked.
go to class on Monday and I didn't go.
Janet got me hooked on moringa, and I still use it to this day because Janet's father grows the trees and then crushes them and puts them into capsules. And so she gave me my first test of moringa. She was like a drug dealer without the drug part, and
A
so she's
mule.
because it's all legal, and, so it's a legal, it's a natural plant, and she's like, you need to try this because it gives you energy. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And I'm like, oh yes, how yes.
It does.
So
I
yeah,
think it
Janet, we love Janet. Janet's my moringa person. And
Oh,
Janet has mad
Bonnie said
skills
she
too.
loves it too.
Yes, yes, moringa is really good stuff, and I did not know about it until again until Janet mentioned it. I
Oh,
used to
Miss
give.
Bonnie said it saved her dog.
Oh, how's that? I didn't know that it could do that.
How did that happen, Miss Bonnie?
Tortoise, while Bonnie answers tortoise, the moringa is a tree. It's called the tree of life. It's been around since way back. I mean, it goes back to the Bible times and beyond. In Egypt, they had it there. They've had it, wherever else. But you can eat every part of that tree. There is no part of that tree that's bad for you. It has proteins. It has all kinds of other stuff. And each of it has a different benefits to you. But
I didn't
the
know you
leaves.
could take the leaves and make tea.
Yes, you can make tea. Yep, yep. And you can take those leaves and crush them. Was what Janet's father did. He took the dried leaves, he crushed them, and put them into capsules. And then you have the moringa. You can just pop
I
it on a
think I'm
daily
gonna try
basis.
the leaves as tea and see if I like the way it tastes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really good thing if you have the chance. If you have the chance, check out the benefits of moringa, and then if you do, check it. Pam said she did after I told her about it. Yeah, I used to crow about it. I still crow about it. And again, it's Janet who made that
Bonnie
happen.
said his leg was going back. He wouldn't use it, and she say she gave it the moringa for 6 weeks, and he started using it again. His leg.
Super, super. And Terry T says your lighting's better and there's no lag time now, Angie. So that's a
Oh,
good
my
thing.
other camera decided to work. So
It's magic. It's magic. There you go. All righty then. So who are you drawn to there, Angie?
I don't know.
It says, does odor for body, my liver. Oh, so it does something about odor for your body. So, because in your case, your liver doesn't break the bad smell down, but the food. But I guess that does. I don't know. I'm not sure I understand the way that. But Baby Dollface said, I think that's what I'm implying from how she wrote that. So there you go.
Oh wow, Miss Bonnie says she has 2 jars full and she sprinkles it on his food. I would have never thought of that.
Me neither.
Nobody's really asked the question. I think one person asked for a general way back. It said if you're drawn to me, but nobody's really asked the question. I don't know. Wait, where'd they go?
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
I don't know. Are you drawn to anybody, Don? Oh,
Um,
here's his blessed and highly favored. May I get a general reading? It's way back there, but
way back. Okay, blessed and highly
blessed
favored.
and highly favored. Are you still here? It was like around 1818, somewhere around there.
Okay. Well, if they ain't here, then they're not highly favored anymore. They may be still blessed, but they ain't highly favored.
Oh, you don't have to ask a question, but did you ask? Like, if you didn't ask for a reading, I don't want to read you, and if you don't,
There we go. I see them. So is she here? Is she or he here?
I don't know.
Blessed and highly favored, please confirm you are here so you may get a
If
reading.
not, Jackie Moya's there. Terry T, I don't have any plans for New Year's. There's a lady who we travel with. She's planned a New Year's Eve party, but I just don't. I don't really feel like getting out for New Year's at all. And plus, I get sleepy quick. I'll be the person at like 8 o'clock, just dead sleep. Right after they do the at 10 o'clock, right after they do the Michigan thing, I'm dead sleep. Well, we can go ahead and do Jackie Moya. She's here.
Okay.
Blessed and highly favored didn't come back.
Alrighty then. What you picking up for Jackie?
When I tapped into Jackie's energy, I heard spring's coming. Everything will thaw out then. So I feel like they're showing me the hangman. So maybe you're in a stagnant position where you feel like when is anything gonna happen? When is anything gonna happen? And so they show me the hangman in a block of ice and he's thawing out. So by spring or summer, it feels like things will get moving. I see the hangman kind of stretching out and the ice breaking off and then that person jumping off of the tree and turning into the page of pentacles, which means money's coming, which means news is coming, good news is coming, regarding an employment opportunity or some kind of new opportunity or blessing or something like that for you. I always think of pentacles as earthly things, blessings, things that you can see, hear, feel, touch, or receive. So I get that in the spring things will kind of thaw out for you, and then you'll start to see movement. They're showing me the Knight of Pentacles. So for me, the Knight of Pentacles is it's a very dependable, slow moving energy, but it's dependable, it's persistent, and it's something that you can count on happening. So for me, that's a sure thing. News is coming of new opportunities that are sure things for you. So I feel like there'll be new money or there'll be new opportunities coming for you in about the spring of 2024. Um, I keep hearing the word David or the name David. I don't know if that's a real person, but is there a male that you are like it seems to be really slow or really kind of like quiet or kind of not necessarily boring, but there's no action going on with this male and you're kind of not knowing what to do. There's like a stalemate because they're showing me the two of swords with this male and you're not knowing which way to go. Do I continue to keep this going on and I'm not totally entertained or do I walk away from it? And it's like what is it that you feel like doing? Like how do you feel like moving forward with this person? Do you want is this a person that you could see being with long term or are your feelings kind of over and it's just kind of run its course and you just both need to kind of just say hey walk away so that you can equally find somebody who is making you who kind of stimulates you. I don't get any sparks from this person. It's like somebody took and just put the spark on the situation. So that's what I got. All right, Miss Bonnie, have a good night.
Hey, Bonnie, have a good one as well. And hopefully the power will become back to a standard that you can live with. And also the air will stop moving.
Listen, when my
Because
power
those
went
hurt,
out, I
those
thought I
were,
was in the 1800s. I was like, Lord, what is? I thought I was going to go in the kitchen and churn some butter. It
well,
was
and
just,
also this tornado. I mean, having to deal with a tornado that fast since you were there,
and you're
it's
not
crazy.
totally unpacked.
Um,
Like she just got there. Like you don't realize how attached you are to the modern luxuries of electricity and heat and water and all that stuff. When it goes out, it's just like what am I supposed to do? Like now I have to find a flashlight and where how am I going to heat things up? It's it's a difficulty.
well, especially while you still have everything boxed up as well. Because you're like, I don't know where everything is. Where am I going to find this? Which is interesting. So let's see what I give for Jackie. Hey, by the way, this is moringa, folks. That you can get moringa here. It's like $9. It's on Amazon, 9.88, and it's
You can buy
180
the plant
pills.
too, didn't she say? Or I think you or someone told me that somewhere out near Scottsdale or somewhere out there there was a place or there was a guy or somebody who sold the plant.
Yeah, and actually, I sell seeds, and I had seeds, and I sell the seeds, and we have a few moringa tree in the back. We had one that took a hit this summer because of the
The heat.
extreme drought and the dryness in the air, just burnt it. But the other one survived. We had two. One survived, one didn't, and so we've had to regrow another one.
Hey
But
Jojo,
but
hey Miss
anyway,
Linda.
this is moringa, and so if you want, this is a good price, $9.98 again, Amazon. And if you click on it, and you order it, you need to know that I get a little teeny portion, like 12
I
cents or something
ordered
for it.
the dragon's blood and the frankincense incense from your link.
Oh, thank you. I
I
appreciate
did.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think
I
this one,
love,
right?
yep, I love incense. And so, I ordered those immediately. Like, oh, let me get that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see what I got for Jackie. Jackie. What did I get for Jackie? I'm back drawn to the. I use I dragon blood and frankincense at the same time. I burn them both. I love that smell, and it's interesting because that's what this thing does. So when I saw that, I thought, how perfect, because that's how I use them. That smell of those two combined is phenomenal. I love it, and it's interesting. I just found a deodorant, stick deodorant that's alkaline free, or aluminum free, and all those frees and organic, and it has the frankincense.
Oh, really?
It's the smell, and I'm like, that is so cool. I love it. So yeah. Anyway, there you go. Jackie, again, Jackie. What am I getting for you, Jackie? What am I getting for you, Jackie? What am I getting? Let's see.
Her energy is very quiet. Like there's nothing going
Yes.
on. There's no excitement. It's just kind of quiet. She doesn't seem to be overly frustrated, but she seems to be like just in a a lull. Like she's not
Yeah.
really, not necessarily sad and depressed, but just there's no excitement.
Jackie, are you not looking forward to Christmas? Are you kind of dreading, maybe? Or you kind of like, are you not a Christmas person? Because again, this is not the energy that I expect for this kind of year, and I think that's what Angie was picking up as well. And it just feels so void of excitement, so void of curiosity, maybe as well, which is interesting. Um, she says, "You're so right." Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm just kind of curious.
But a lot of people in the winter, they kind of go into that hibernation and there's no joy. They're waiting for the spring. Like sometimes people, it's just the seasons that's kind of, suppresses your energy and not necessarily. She says she's not a Christmas person.
Yeah, yeah, I felt that because the energy is definitely not that. Yeah. Um, Jackie, I do have one word of advice for you. Is it an older brother who is kind of pushy, and he kind of like, I'm getting this older brother energy who, and again, he is, um, he's kind of, he can be obnoxious because he's determined that it's going to be his way or the highway. He's that kind of guy, and I think that of all the things is do you have an older brother? Because again, that's the energy I'm getting an older brother energy who is kind of, again, he likes things his way, and during the holidays when you're not happy about that, and when you're not living up to what he expects of the excitement, I'm feeling like he can be problematic. And so I think I would plan my trips and my time with him on a limited scale and make sure I have escape routes ready, because I'm feeling like this again. It's a brother energy, and it's an older brother, or a brother who thinks he's older, like he's in control or he's the head of the family, that kind of deal. It's not a father; it is a brother energy. But I'm feeling like that brother energy I'm feeling like you can control it. You can, as long as you have advanced plans on how to handle the situation, to make sure that, because the last thing you want to be do is forced to have a good time, because you're like, damn, you can't force me. I'm sorry, I'm not the kind of person. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for that brother, that one person who he's going to do everything he can to try to get you to have a good time. And like, that's not your job. You're not the good time police. But it's easy to just avoid the situation if possible. So have some outs built into your plans. So where when things get a little crazy and so forth, you do it. Also, Jackie, I feel that the one thing you don't like about parties and about groups, by the way, too, is that you're empathic and you feel when you walk into a situation, you feel a lot of energy hit you, and you haven't learned how to turn it off and how to insulate yourself, and so so you're not even in a comfortable space because unfortunately you're picking up everybody else's energy, and that can be kind of crazy. The sad part is that most empaths pick up the negatives so much more than the positives. So often you're not laughing so much with them, but you're crying with them. It's like, damn, let me pick the laughter, not the tears. But empaths often pick up the tears more than the laughter. And so I would I would go online, look at some ways using the gold Christ light, as Angie and I have talked about, which is either the bubble or a cape or whatever, however you want to visualize it to cover yourself is a good way to do it. But there are many options. I would do that if I were you. I would prepare myself for that for this year, and that's the one thing that's coming up the most, I think, for me.
Yeah,
So
or just try to, like, you can do not necessarily fun things, but enjoyable things alone. Like, I went to the movies by myself to see the new movie that I wanted to go and see. And so sometimes if you just don't want to be with like family and friends at the time, you can plan to do things on your own that are exploratory and still get you out, but don't necessarily require you to be so engaged with people one on one. Now, me, I'm trying to go to every Christmas party. I've been texting people like, "Y'all having y'all Christmas party this year? Are we going to your Christmas party?" Nobody's having like a big giant Christmas party like they used to do back in the day. Like, I really want to get dressed up and go out and and nobody's doing it anymore.
yeah, we kind of spent ours in October. So last thing we're doing is having another big party.
Is it Sethina or said Athena? Who Sethina? Yes, we do still have the Tuesday night classes through the Zoom link. You just have to email Don advice at Sonora Mr. Tarot at is it at gmail.com, Don? Advice at Sonora Mr. Tarot. And you'll get you'll and he'll send you the link. It's Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So yes, we are still doing the Tuesday night classes. And then I think it was Terry T said that he's tired of seeing couples. Terry T, I don't want to hear nothing because there's somebody at work who you like, who you think likes you, and you won't even approach them. And as an adult, I think you should be able to just walk up to them and say, "Hey, how are you doing? Would you like to grab tea?" So if you don't have love, it's because you're not pursuing it and you don't have the courage to step out and just speak to somebody and have love. I think that you could have love. You're just not pursuing it. So don't be mad at the people that are having love. Just go ahead and be like, "Look, sir, let's go and have tea or coffee," or just bump into that person. Oh no, I don't have a problem. He said last time he did that, someone said, "Are you alone?" And they said, "Oh," and it made him have pity. Whatever, because you never know what their relationship is like. Anyway, they could be with somebody they cannot stand. Like, I've seen both sides of a relationship. They go out and make it seem like they're having a good time, and when they come home, they can't stand each other. So I'd rather be there alone, having a good time, meeting potentials, than going back home with somebody who I just don't want to touch me at all.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Next on line is Clara Sawyer. For some reason, I'm drawn to Clara Sawyer.
All right, Clara.
What you got to Clara?
Claire, did someone ask you to marry them? Because I heard give the ring back. Is someone asking you to marry them and you're saying no? I heard give the ring back immediately when I read your name. So is someone pursuing you in a love situation and you're not wanting it, or you're not sure what to do? Or it seems like you're not sure how to react in this situation, because I clearly heard give the ring back. And then I got the full card. But that's a new start. So maybe if you give the ring back, that'll give you a new start, and that'll give you an opportunity to meet somebody else. I got the will. Oh, and I got the Eight of Swords, like you're feeling tied up and bound in a relationship or situation that you don't want to be in. If it's not a ring that you need to give back, then it's, you said you've been married for 8 years. I heard give the ring back. So if it's not that, I was just gonna say, is there like a promotion or something that I clearly heard give the ring back. Um, that's clearly what I heard when I read your name. So are you? But there's a situation that you're feeling stuck and stagnant in, like you don't, like you're feeling trapped or in a mental imprisonment, or like because swords are thoughts and it's your logic, and you're just feeling bound in this situation and you don't know what to do. I do get the Wheel of Fortune is coming in your favor, and I also get the Fool card, which is a new start. But with the Fool card, just kind of be kind of careful because it's kind of a free flowing, fancy free energy, and this just is very adventurous, but it's still a lot of unknown. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's things that are turning in your favor, but you still have to be mindful of the decisions that you're making. So maybe there was an opportunity presented to you at work, and you're not sure whether you should take it or not, or whether you took a position at work and you're not sure if you should keep it. But I clearly heard give the ring back. And so it's something that you've accepted that you don't really want or you're not really happy with. And they're like, just give it back and then move on and get a fresh start and go on from there. So I've known people to take a raise or a position and be like, this isn't what I thought it was. I want to go back to where I was, or I want to move on to something else. So whatever it is that is making you feel this stuck or um, bound, they're saying all you have to do is just kind of go back to where you were and start over and go in a different direction. Feeling stuck in my career, yeah. So if it's not a ring, an actual relationship ring, then it may be an opportunity or something where you're feeling bound, and um things are going to turn in your favor, but you have to make the decision to move on or not take whatever was offered to you. So that's what I got.
The one thing I'm getting, um, the one thing that came, I don't know, it's a strange kind of energy. It's Claire, your oldest son is at an awkward age, okay, and he's going through some things because he wants to be grown and he's not yet. Of course, we both know that. We all know that. And he's at that age. And so I think sometimes he does things or he says things that that when you receive them, they're received in a way that you feel hurt or you feel attacked or something, and that is, and know that that's not his intention. So don't take. I'm getting the feeling like you sometimes take the things that come at you a little too personally, and that's really not his intent. He's just in that in between phase where he is trying to spread his wings and try to feel a little more, of growing into his age and not knowing what that is. And at the same time, his vocabulary isn't the best when it comes to having to verbally protect himself or to express himself. And so sometimes the words he uses are probably not the most articulate. They don't fit the situation the best, and they cut a little deep. Give him some slack. Believe me when I tell you, it does not come from a bad place. He does not mean you any malice. He's not malice, or you or your husband, and your husband is not his father, and that can be a little bit of a thing. But again, not malice. He's not sending any negativity in a way of trying to be vicious or to be whatever. It's like he's just in that tween phase where he's trying to find himself and be independent enough and not be treated like a child, but at the same time needing to be treated like a child without knowing he's being treated like a child. So again, don't take it personally. That's the one thing I'm getting from Spirit to tell you, is that boys will be boys, and know that he loves you and he truly appreciates all you've done for him. He doesn't question that at all, and he does not question the relationship and those things. Okay, so keep that in mind. So there you go. Yeah, he's in his first real relation. Yeah, and that of course adds a whole other dimension.
Oh, buddy.
So yes, yes, yes. Just know that again, it's nothing. Don't just kind of like water off a duck's back. Water off a duck's back. It's there's no. Again, the best part is you did not raise malicious children, and it's interesting because I see that I'm seeing stair steps, and so apparently, but he's kind of different. Okay, so he's older, and then you have two that are closer together. Are the two that are closer together from this husband? Because I'm getting like doop and doop, doop and doop. So, which is interesting too. Another dynamic which helps add everything. Um, so there you go. Anyway, just go with that. Go with that and know that he loves you guys. And again, this is just part of what you have to do, that he has to do to get through. And now, does he have longer hair? Because I'm kind of getting this image of a bit longer hair. Does he wear his hair a little bit longer? Not your husband, by the way. Your son, the oldest son. Yeah, you and your husband have two other kids. That's what I thought. Yeah, a boy.
Okay.
I'm getting two boys and a girl, so I'm seeing the stair steps. It's like boy, girl, boy. Is that right? Boy, girl, boy. But it's boy, girl, boy.
He said, "What does water off a duck's back mean?" He's never heard that.
Water of a duck's back.
My
Ducks have
uncle used to say that all the time.
yeah. Ducks have oil. Ducks have a lot of oil on their feathers, and therefore the oil is specific to keep them. It helps to insulate, but it also helps that when water hits the feathers, it rolls off. So it doesn't sit there. It doesn't soak in. It rolls off. And so when they say water on a duck's back, it means if water gets back, it's gone. I ignore it. It's like coming in one side and out the other. If you've heard that one, it goes in one ear and out the other. Same deal. Same deal.
Don, we're showing our age.
Exactly.
Oh, I've heard that before. Oh, I've heard all that before.
Exactly. Yep. So there you go. That's what that means, Terry T. And she says, yes, boy, girl, boy. Yep. So yeah, and it's funny. This time of year, again, this is a very emotional time of year for a lot of people because expectations and everything else. And so he's in a relationship again. Give him some space.
Adolescent where you're trying to figure out who you are, and then you don't really quite know, and then you add a relationship in there. Look, relationships are hard as an adult, so as a 16-year-old, it's got to be kind of like, ugh. And then you're testing your boundaries with your parents. It's a lot going on. Hey, Alexa Ann, and thank you for the compliment.
Absolutely. And also being what is a man, and how do I measure up, and
my God.
there's all kinds. It's just so many multi-layered situation there. It's a multi-layered situation. So, but again, know that it does not come from malice. Never does. And never will. It's come from.
I get an appreciation for her. Like I feel like he feels appreciated, but he doesn't know how to express. Like sometimes he wants a hug, but he doesn't know how to ask for it or what to say because it's that awkward. Like mom, don't touch me, but mom still love me kind of situation. So maybe just like do his favorite food or something like that. Cook something and like show your appreciation another way. Because I feel like if you hug him, he'll be like, "Get off me, mom! Like, what are you doing?"
Exactly.
But if you like take him out for his favorite meal, like, "Hey, I know you like blah blah blah. Let's go and have that for dinner, or let's go and do whatever." That's a different sort of appreciation. So you just have to find different ways to to show your appreciation for them. That's not affectionate because they don't want you all touching on them and
exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. And hey, it's Shauna's here, Natural Divine Goddess, folks. One of the ladies who I told you was in one of our little captions where you can check and join
Shauna
her thing.
Is just partying it up. Every time I see her, they're checking in here, they're checking in there. I'm like, hey, now what's going on?
I hear you. And Mama went home. Mama finally went home too.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that on
how was your
Facebook.
Visit to Houston? Was it Houston?
Who's that? What's that?
How was your visit to Texas? Did you go to?
Oh, San Antonio. San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah, San Antonio. It was good. It was very good. It was nice, and I had a chance to spend some time with a friend of mine that I hadn't really spent a lot of time with over 30 years. I think the early 90s is when we were together until New Orleans party, and then this time. And so he's with a wife that I had not met until my party in New Orleans. And so we had a chance to get to know her better and also catch up with him. And it was good. It was wonderful.
I remember we drove from Michigan to San Antonio because my brother was graduating or whatever you call it from basic training. That's where he was in San Antonio. That was the longest, most ridiculous drive ever with 2 toddlers.
Yes. We know it's interesting. Just in driving across Texas takes forever because that state, people have no idea how big that state is. It really.
I felt like we were driving forever. Like I felt like we got to Texas and then we were driving forever through Texas. Like, are we ever going to get there?
Texas. Yeah, when we came to Arizona, over half of our trip was still in Texas. From Houston to Arizona, over half of the trip was in one state, over 10 hours in one state. And then it was New Mexico and Arizona. But again, I'm from the East Coast where 4 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and you're in some other place. You're in another state. Not not in the West and not down south in Texas, because Texas is just that big.
Pam says San Antonio is a long drive from Houston. So for Michigan, it was out of control with two toddlers. Oh my gosh, they were 2 years old and they were just nightmare terrorist little things. Just
Yeah. And San Antonio has grown so much, and there's so much construction in San Antonio. Everywhere I looked, there was construction. So San Antonio is really going through a metamorphosis, and it's
yeah. And
now
that was over 10 years ago when we went. So
yeah, and it's went from like the 10th largest city or 11th. It passed Dallas, and now it's like the 7th largest city. So so
wow.
Houston is number 4. Here in Phoenix, we're number 5. Philly's number 6, and San Antonio number 7. And then Dallas is number 10, I think. So
Lots of
3
people
of the
are
top
moving.
10 cities are from Texas. Crazy, right? So, but nothing come to New York, because New York is still 8 million. That's crazy. So with that said, hey, also before we get off of Clara, are you tired of the law? I'm getting this energy about the law. Are you involved in the law? Are you like a law? Are you a law clerk? I don't think you're a lawyer. Are you a law clerk? Are you somehow with the law group? And is that your frustration? Is that office, or is it the frustration of the law itself? And does this even resonate? And are you still here? That would be good to know too.
Alexa Ann asks, "What's my secret?" I literally got like my hemoglobin was really really low, so just basically getting my blood work in order. I didn't know that it was that low, and I think that it was just really draining me. And so once I got my hemoglobin back to the level that it needed to be, everything just start like my energy level. Like I don't drink Red Bull anymore. I don't need coffee. Like I don't like I used to have coffee every morning, so I don't need that. I drink a lot more water because I have to, but they started giving me iron pills, and I think it's just kind of probably the blood just, returning to my to where it's supposed to be. But my hemoglobin was dangerously low to the point where I had to have a blood transfusion. And so now that all that stuff is back on track, a lot of my health issues are getting better. And so like the issues I was having, like I was walking all the time, every single day, and I wasn't losing any weight. So we're getting all that back on track. And I think that my body was fighting so hard because without the red, but with the hemoglobin so low, your body can't transport the red. You don't have the oxygen getting to where it needs to get to all the organs. And so I just don't think that my body was functioning. It was kind of fighting to stay alive. And so now that I have everything back on track, it just seems that like everything is just getting better. Like I feel like my skin's getting better. And now like all the walking is actually producing weight loss and things like that. So I just feel like now that I finally got that back on track, everything is good. So yeah.
Angie, has it also made a difference that you feel warmer, or are you still, because there for a while you were cold like all the time?
I am cold still all the time, and I still eat all my ice as much as I do. So I don't know, but I feel like because I had to have like 50,000 like each week for 8 weeks. I have to take 50,000 units of vitamin D3 because my vitamin three, like all my everything was low. My vitamin D was low. My hemoglobin was way to the point where I had to get the transfusion, and then and now I'm taking iron pills. So now that everything is getting back to where it is, maybe after I finish, because I have to take the iron pills for 90 days. So once all of that is back on top, then, and I do have flashes where I'm just like super hot because I'm usually always cold. And so I still am eating the ice like I was. And then I don't know, like I'm still cold. Yeah. Yeah. So it hasn't changed that much, but I do have more hot flashes, but that just could just be age that I'm getting. But yeah, everything's getting back on track. And so I do try to drink a lot more water. Like I really need to drink a lot of water. And so I have to find ways to get it in. Like I'll put a lemon packet, like, lemon in my water or a little bit of cranberry juice just to get it in, but lots of water.
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, Miss Linda, thank you for noticing 955 subscribers. I'm on my
Hey,
way to 1,000. It's
come
been
on,
a
guys,
long,
we're
slow
getting
year.
there.
I appreciate that, though, and thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Once you hit the thousand mark down, you're gonna just shoot right on past and just
Shoot,
hit
I hope
three,
so.
three,
it's
4,000.
it's been a long, slow
Listen, Don,
climb.
I'm telling you, do a couple weeks of love readings and you'll have 50,000 subscribers. I'm telling you, just
No,
people
because
gonna
I don't give people what they
love
want to
you.
hear. I tell them the truth. That's the problem. I'm too honest. It's like, damn, I shouldn't tell them what is real. I should tell them what they want to hear. Oh, he loves you. He thinks the world of you. That's why he's
You'll be
screwing
there
Betty Lou over
tomorrow with
there.
a bouquet of roses. Just wait on the porch.
Exactly. And Clara, yeah, Clara, thank you for touching back about that. You said that you do feel stuck, but again, it's the law. You're in law, aren't you? Because again, and it's the practice of law. But I don't know. I don't think you're an attorney. I think you're like, again, you're either clerking or you're kind of like an assistant to attorneys. That kind of stuff. Is that right? And it definitely isn't where your heart is. You have moved on psychologically from that, from what I'm getting.
I
Um,
also don't feel like she maybe's having a conflict with a boss, like a male superior at work that she's having a conflict with, like maybe they're legal
Legal
assistant.
assistant, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, because I was
like
picking that
maybe
up.
they're bumping heads, and she's just really tired of having to deal with this person. Um, maybe they're a little bit arrogant, or they like their way is the best way. Like
Yeah,
the attorney that I work for, he wanted everything. It was a certain way he wanted all of his stuff aligned on the page, and like he could tell immediately if it wasn't. Can you realign this? Can you redo this? Can you? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The one thing I would suggest to you, Claire, if you're not happy where you are, look for other lawyers, look for other law offices, but look for a different area. Don't do litigation. I think the litigation is what makes you feel stuck, because again, it is slow. It's a slow grind, and it's just a continuous slug, and it's not a happy moment usually during that. Even when a case is over, it's just not a happy kind of feeling. You may want to change it and maybe go find a mediator. That's what I'm being told. Find a mediator and work for a mediator. A mediator is a great energy. And again, a mediator is working to find consensus if they can. And as a legal assistant, you would do very well with a mediator. And they do usually have legal assistants, because they sometimes need to fact check things themselves while they're working through mediations. And again, you see people come in who are at odds. When they leave, they usually aren't thrilled because neither side got everything they wanted. But again, it's a much more positive experience. Never do family law. No matter what you do, if you're offered a job in family law, run. Do not
It's
walk.
very
Run.
emotional. It's very emotional and
It
very
is.
draining and heartbreaking. And listen, they'll fight tooth and nail over a dog, a cat, dishes, a tire wheel, the
Yes.
swing in the backyard. Oh my gosh. And you'll just be like, we've had 50 calls this week about nothing.
Yep. When I graduated from law school, I instantly went right. I didn't work for somebody else. I'd clerked for other people. But then when I graduated law school, got my license, I opened a law firm, hired 5 attorneys. One of them was a family law practitioner. They wanted it. Through law school, we knew each other. She wanted family law. She got it. And then she got pregnant, and she almost lost the baby. She had to go on bed rest because the family law was so stressful. And so she called me and she's like, I can't do it. And I said, no problem. We're going to change your area of law. You tell me what you want. I'll start marketing it. And by the time you come back, I'll have you in a different area of law. And she went into a different area of law. I think now, though, she went back into family law years later. But that's because, again, her age and mindset and her place in stage in life is different, and now she has more of the patience for it.
Yeah.
But back
Yeah.
then she took so many things personally, and she would come in and she would sit down and she's like, you won't believe, and then she'd tell me what's going on. I'm thinking, Jesus criminy, and when she
I
wasn't
worked for
available, I
an
had to step
attorney
in.
who did family, criminal, and yeah, family was a bit much.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never hired a criminal attorney, never had one in my office. That was one thing I did not want, that energy, because it just was such a frustrating energy, criminal law attorneys. I always had one on Rolodex, because every time I needed a referral, I knew who to send them to.
He was a
But,
public defender too, and so we would get.
oh no, oh geez. And nobody respects and appreciates the work you're doing,
And we
because
would work hard, as a public defender, and a lot of times the clients wouldn't follow up. Like we were really trying to work hard for them because he was very zealous when he became, when he
Mhm.
was doing it, and he really wanted to help them out, and he would call all these people and try to get all this information, and then come to find out it would be information that they would pay. It would just be a nightmare. But yeah, criminal, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how I got there, but it was the things in my life that I did to get me there. But it's interesting. I worked when I lived in Germany. I worked on the suicide prevention hotline for the military base, and again, that really got me ready for when I went to the law. I was like, I don't want to get into the areas where it's that contentious or when you cause that
Oh
kind of
my
energy.
gosh. Have you heard about the ketamine, the new drug that they're using for PTSD to help the soldiers because it's they're trying to get FDA approval for it. It's an injection, like a IV drip that you get. And right now you can only get it like through like alternative medicine or doctors like that, but they're trying to get it. And they're not sure exactly how it works, but it's supposed to be like drastically changes you after your first dose of it. And one of the people that I do a reading for, he does it, and he says he had like 6 or 8 treatments of it, and it works really good. Like he pays cash for it. But I saw on the news that they're using it, and it's supposed to be a wonder drug for like suicidal people, people with
Hmm.
PTSD, and military and things like that. But I heard it is a wonder drug that so anybody who's suffering from that or has any issues with that, just look up the ketamine um, trials that they're doing and the things that they're trying to do. But I heard that it is a wonder drug. Like from your very first treatment, it's totally different. Like everything in you is just totally different. Your energy level, your thinking, everything about you, neurologically just changes and is a more positive outlook on everything.
It's interesting. Medicine is going through a warp speed change right now, and I think part of it is AI, and part of it is technology itself is helping to break so many barriers and break down things. When we were in San Antonio, my spouse, of course, as you know, is an oncologist, and during the oncology meeting there, they were talking about how AI is now in there's a European study that was quoted to me before then, and then he was quoting a different study. But there's studies that show that AI, when it comes to looking at the scans, the body scans for cancer, the radiologists, I guess you call them, they 20 to 25% more accurate. AI is 20 to 25% more accurate than humans in looking at those scans and finding the cancer that's there. And so, again, an amazing thing. They also are looking at now incorporating the mRNA, which is what the process they used to expedite the vaccine for COVID, that using the mRNA, they're looking at mRNA components that can be used with other things for fighting cancer instead of using chemos, because then you're not tearing the body down, because chemos, of course, will tear the body down. It's like a poison, and so and already, I mean, think about it. When my spouse first got into cancer treatment, it was in the mid 90s, and back then it was, and he's a breast cancer specialist, but he does all the cancers, but that's his specialty. And there was only three chemos, three types of things that you could take. If they didn't work, if one of the three, there was not a good prognosis. You know what I mean? One of them had to work. And now you don't even have to use chemo. You can use estrogen therapy. You can use other therapies. You can do. I mean, it's amazing what you can do. And even with sickle cell, they just have something now where they're now
I just
doing.
saw that
Did you see it?
online. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, even sickle cell, they're stripping it and they're rebuilding and sending it
yeah.
back. And it's like, holy crap. I mean, there's such, thank goodness that we're seeing medicine benefit from all
Well,
this.
they even have medicines now that'll dissolve that'll shrink your fibroids that where you don't have to have the surgeries anymore. Because that's the route that my doctor went is they gave me a medication that shrinks it and makes them go away instead of you having to have surgery to have them removed.
Yeah,
And
it's
and
amazing.
that was
So
within the last 2 or 3 years that they got FDA approval.
yeah, we are entering a very unique time where it's crazy, because it's like we're doing warp speed. Everything's at warp speed these days. The news cycle, the treatments, the care, and everything. It's like everything's at warp speed. So it's kind of crazy.
All
Um,
right. There are so many insurance companies that don't pay for it. Yeah, there are a lot of insurance companies out there, and sometimes you have to go and alternative route. Like he said, that ketamine, it's expensive, but he said it was a wonder drug for him.
Exactly, exactly. Diana, and yeah, and Matthew, you're right. There's so many insurance companies that don't pay for various types of treatments, and because they find some way to get out of doing that, which is terrible. It's it's again the system was worse though. Believe me, the system has really improved. I know a lot of people, fuss about the system, but I can tell you, at one point they would find every way to say it was a pre-existing condition, and then therefore they didn't have to cover you. Now, even if it's a pre-existing condition, the insurance has to cover you. What that in itself is a major thing. And then 26-year-olds who can stay on, up to 26 can stay on your family's health insurance plan. I mean, think of how many people we would have that were not insured if that was not part of our system. And these people need that because, again, it seems like people are leaving the house later and later each time.
Hey, Sherry Berry, she said she just paid $200 for a med today. We can do Jen. I was called to her earlier, so if you want to do Jen, as our
Okay,
next
and
person,
Sherry, there's don't forget MedRx or whatever it is. Isn't that what that MedRx thing is
something like
amazing?
that. Yeah.
It is so
And
amazing
a lot
how
of
you can find
times
some cheap stuff.
the prescriber, like the company who does it, will have where you can go on there and they'll give you a coupon and it'll pay or make it drastically less than what it was that you're paying for it.
Yep, exactly. Yep,
And I used
I
to
know.
work for McKesson, and that was one of the things that I did for like cancer treatments for some of the drug. I can't remember what the drug was, but as long as you allow them to take the information that you're from your treatment, like any kind of side effects or any kind of things that you're doing, they would give you. They used to give them $10,000 Visa cards, and it would pay for their treatment, 10,000 or 25,000, and you could renew it every year for your cancer treatment. But you had to allow them to get the information about how the treatment was working for you.
Yeah, Matthew was saying for his cancer treatment, it was 8,000 a month for his treatments. It's just like it's crazy. I know, and some of those chemos would run to 20 to 40,000 per dose. And you have like a 6 week a six regiment or 8 regiment. Yeah, it can be daunting. My dad, it's great. My dad and mom, the one thing that she was determined about is that she would carry that supplemental insurance, and she paid dearly for the supplemental. And when he got cancer and he had brain cancer, for the 3 years he fought that, all of their everything was paid. They had no copays, no nothing. The copays would have put them under the house, But because they had chosen to pay a little extra money each month for a supplemental, they wind up really doing well. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But with that said, we're not a medical show. We don't give medical advice. So let's get back to doing some readings, folks.
So
But
Jen said
that's
she's here. She didn't ask us. I didn't see a specific question for Jen. I was just drawn to her early on when she was in the chat.
who's that?
Jen, Jenn. She's
Jen.
right
Jen, are
up
you still
under Sherry
here?
Berry's text. She says she's here. I'm here.
Super. Then Jen is it. Yeah. My chats cleared out at one point,
Oh, okay.
so I don't have
Um,
quite everybody.
So she says in general. I get stay the course, Jen. They show me a boat and you're the only person in the boat and you're trying to balance yourself like you're trying to keep from tipping over in the boat. They're saying that you're not going to. It's a little bit turbulent now or things that you're going through. When they show me water and it's dark for you, it's because it's at night that they're showing me you're almost right at the dock, like you're trying to navigate to the dock so you can jump out of the boat, and they're saying no, don't jump out of the boat because they're trying to get you to that Six of Swords, which is from the chaos to the calm. So it's a little bit turbulent right now, and because it's water and it's dark, it's an emotional situation. So it's either something that has shame to it, or it has something that you don't want people to know about it, or you're doing it like there's a little bit of secrecy to whatever the issue is, but it's an emotional situation that you're going through, and it's something that's really kind of tossing and turning you. You're not sure which way to go, and they're saying don't jump out the boat, and because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to navigate to the dock so you can get out of the boat, and they're saying no, stay in the boat. That's the best place for you. What's happening is your higher power is trying to move you onto calmer waters. So if you stay the course in this situation, they'll move you forward to calmer waters, and things will kind of level out for you. And then they're showing me like pentacles raining down on you, so I feels like it's emotional, but it's also a money situation too. So there'll be money coming in for you. It looks like mid-June. They're actually showing me the date June. I see the calendar dates ticking off. So by June, you'll get a little bit more money coming your way. And a new opportunity. Do you have something that is like some kind of business that you're trying to bring to fruition? Because I see the word business plan, like you're trying to bring some kind of business to fruition, and you're not sure of what to do. And they're saying, just hold on, keep working through your business plan that you're working through. It's a good thing, and keep moving forward. And eventually, it'll be an additional amount of income. Like at this point, you're not really ready to let go of your whatever your full-time amount of money is, but I'm seeing that whatever it is, whatever kind of business you're trying to develop or try to start for yourself, it seems like it's good. Keep working on that plan, and then by June or mid-year, the 6-month mark, you'll try to see some traction. And they're saying that'll be a good time to launch it because it'll be summer. So I don't know what your business is, but it seems to be something that'll be like a summertime thing that'll be good for making money, and that'll bring you extra income in, and you'll enjoy it. It seems to be something that you enjoy a lot. I don't know if it's painting or cooking or something, but it's something that you really enjoy doing.
Um,
Oh, okay. You're not exactly sure. She says, okay, yeah. So, oh, okay. So maybe you're thinking about just walking away from your house. Okay. Because they're saying, don't walk away. We're going to bring you through this. Just hold on. The calm. You're going to. So maybe that's what it is. Don't jump out. Don't leave your house and just let it go. Like, I feel like, you're at that point where you're like, you know what? I could just walk away from it and be done with it. And they're saying, no, we're going to bring you through this. Just give us a chance to move through. And I'm getting kind of goosebumps on that. So I'm thinking that that's what it is. So just let that keep going through, and you make candles. Okay, so maybe that'll be it. Like, so they're saying, just keep the course. By June, you'll be ready to launch, and then that'll be a little bit extra money. And then so just stay the course. You're a movie. Keep with that positive thinking. Just see yourself, making it through. I always just imagine a zero balance on whatever it is that I'm having troubles with. Zero balance, paid in full. I don't worry about how it's gonna get done. I just see a zero balance on it usually, or that everything is paid in full. So I'm getting good for you in that whatever your situation is.
Jen, what's the situation with a rose? I'm getting something about a rose. Is there a significance for you and a rose?
She
And
said
if
it's a
so, what?
relationship as well.
I'm sorry.
A relationship.
Hmm.
So maybe that's what the rose is.
I don't know. I'm just getting this energy for about or for a rose, and I'm trying to figure out why it's such a strong thing for you.
And do you infuse your candles with crystals or some kind of herbs or something? There's something unique about your candles, and people will use them in ceremonies or something like that. So whatever you're doing, like, or whatever you're thinking about infusing or doing with the candles, go ahead and move on with doing that. Okay, yeah. So don't let your house go. They're saying don't. No. But she didn't say anything about the rose yet. What's with the rose, Jen? She loves roses.
For some reason, I'm seeing a rose and I'm getting this energy about a rose. So let me.
Oh,
I'll
you know what? I just thought of like the Bachelor, like how they give you the rose as you're the chosen one. Because she did say it's something with a relationship.
it could be then. Yeah, because I'm getting strong energy around a rose with you, and even it was kind of like a name of rose. Interesting. Okay. I'll work on that and see what that is trying to bring through to me. But for some reason, that came to me very strongly about a rose. So yeah, but I'm with Angie. Stay with the house. Make sure that you
Yeah.
focus
And
on that.
definitely move forward with the crystals and the herbs and the things, because I
Yep.
see the actual herbs in your, like, I see a white candle, like a tall candle, and then I see herbs in there, and then I see maybe crystals sprinkled around or like around the rim. Like you're really doing unique stuff that other people aren't really doing. And you're putting a lot of meaning and intention in it. Like you're really putting love and your intentions in it. And it's just in your marketing. They're saying, just think about how you want to market it and get your business plan together. And then you're also trying to find more economical ways to make the candles, and that information will come to you too. Keep doing your research. All of that information will come to you.
And Jen, have you started an Etsy store and an eBay store? Have you put your Kindles up there and have you started selling them there? Because those stores don't cost anything to start, and you can and this is the holiday season, so this will be
Oh
the
my
time to
gosh,
get it up
yes.
there.
And also make videos of you making the candles. I'm
Yes.
telling you, we're voyeuristic. I'll sit for hours and watch people put furniture together, decorate like all their little Christmas ideas, or cook food or make things. Like we like to see things like that. And so if you put videos out there about how you develop your candles and what your intentions are, sometimes we're drawn to people just like, oh, you know, I like the way that she, you know, I like the organic way that she decided to do whatever. And then now I'm going to buy her candles or whatever like that. So think about that. And then also think about your packaging, about how it's going to, like if you're going to ship, how are you going to ship those candles in that glass? So think about that too.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. But that would be a way to start seeing some revenue come in, and it, again, it doesn't cost anything until you sell. When you sell something, then you pay. So give that some thought. If you need some more direction on that, Jen, message me through YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and I can give you some direction on how to get those stores open, because that's it's a very simple process, but it can take a little time and it can be a little
She's on
confusing.
my page, Don. Put your QR code up so she can find your page and then she can message you for
Okay,
YouTube or Facebook so she can get your QR code because she's on my, looks like she's on my YouTube.
okay. Let me get down here to doing it.
Oh,
Do.
she said she did a pop up at a friend's store. Her name was Rosa and passed of cancer last year.
Rosa, Rosa, and I'm talking Rose. Just saying, just saying, not. Well, just saying, just saying.
Sometimes it takes us a while to walk it through.
Yep, yep. Sometimes we have to back into it. All right. So who is next? Who is next? Did I post it? I think I did, didn't I? Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, send me a message and I'll give you some steps on how to set that up and get moving forward. You definitely open yourself up to a wider audience, get that market out there, get yourself selling. It's important. And if you want to send us some pictures, send it to us, and we'll put it up there for YouTube. We'll be a mouthpiece for you. So send us some
And
pictures.
get
Let
a
us know
website up.
what
It
you're doing.
doesn't even have to be fancy. Just
Yep.
even if it's just to say, hey, email me for your orders if you're not ready to do the click and order thing. But the Etsy store may not be hard either. Don has a lot of knowledge in that too.
Oh yeah, and remember, I have there. This is my Etsy store. If you want to go check it out, you'll see it's not complicated. It's not rocket science. You'll see it's very simple, but it sells the products I need, it sells the materials I need, and it gets the word across. So
Yeah.
again, you're welcome to check that out too. Who's next, Angie? Who's drawing you?
There was somebody I saw. Gosh, who was it? While we were talking, and I forgot. Hmm, there was a Jennifer. Jennifer Hartman. She says anything good for me. Hartman Cooper. Have we done that? I feel like we've done that name before. And then there was a Matthew Stanridge too.
Okay, so Jennifer Hartman Cooper, are you here? If so, let us know. Jennifer.
One day I'm gonna come on here and try to do all love readings and see if my head doesn't explode first.
Jennifer. Jennifer, you from like the central part of the U.S. You're on the. Are you from like Tennessee or Kentucky or something like that? I'm getting that energy of the states where again it's like country music and rolling hills and green. Does that resonate with you? Are you from again like Tennessee or Kentucky? Jennifer, yes, Kentucky. Okay, yeah, I was drawn to that. Okay, interesting. Um, And you're struggling right now too, aren't you? I'm getting this feeling of a struggle of a. Is it something with the kids? It's again. I'm getting a little bit of a struggle for you as well. An energy around that. Is it economics or is it family related? Because again, I'm getting struggle. I'm getting not combat, but it is struggle. Well, thank you for that, Nafade TJ. So nice of you to pop in. And I've got just something to say to you once I get to it. I'm kind of stumbling to find it. This is to you. Damn it, I hate that this thing isn't working as fast. This is to our interloper.
To your resume is equivalent to mine. Hush.
All of
You're a paper airplane and I'm a 747. Don't you ever think you're anything like me just because you can fly a little.
now that's my favorite one, the airplane one. Any of you that are being inundated by this person, just go ahead and report them and block them. We are not allowed. We are not associated with them in any way. Please do not. Hey,
Exactly, exactly.
Alicia, look at you in the
Hey,
chat.
Alicia, nice to see you in. She says, yes, I'm struggling
Exactly.
with money.
She's
Yeah,
abandoned us in class, and then she wants to come in the chat.
exactly. So, yeah, with money. Okay. Uh, um, Jennifer, Jennifer, know that February is going to be good for you. February is going to be a big month for you. Get through the holidays. Make sure that you're frugal. Make sure that you're paying attention to your budget. Make sure that you don't do anything outlandish. But again, I'm looking at February as a big month, a good month for you. So go ahead and be prepared for February. Make sure that you pay attention to what it's like there's something coming toward you in February that you're not expecting. So again, this is I don't think this is something you do. I think it's something that comes to you. And when this opportunity or this offer comes forward, make sure you jump on it. Okay. And I again, I'm not quite clear yet. Spirit's not telling me what it is. I don't think it's a job, but I do believe it's a money making opportunity of some kind. So I think you may be asked to participate in something or maybe to join a group that's doing something. Take that opportunity and do it. Okay. Also, it's going to create a bit of a sisterhood. This is a thing for this. Somehow, this is something for women, and it's going to be with women, and it's going to be kind of helping you to create a sisterhood. And having that sisterhood around you is also going to be affirming because it's going to help you to lift you up and give you confidence when that confidence isn't quite there. Okay. So again, February, focus on February, work yourself, continue pushing through, continue working through. But February is that breakthrough month for you again. That's what I'm getting. What you got, Angie?
I immediately heard nobody does it like you. And then when you were talking about like where state she was from, it made it seem like maybe she cooks and nobody cooks something the way that she does. So there's something unique. So do you cook and do you sell the food that you cook in some kind of way? Because I got the two of wands, which is planning, which is just kind of thinking about how to market this or how to make money from this or how to get this out there, or like maybe people have told you, oh, maybe you should sell your food, or maybe you should sell plates, or maybe you should go into the restaurant business. But I feel like it's something, small that'll kind of get bigger. But right now you're in the planning stages of doing it. And then there's a little bit more information that you need to know. Like you need to learn a little bit more. So you're the person receiving this information or the keys to how to do this. And so with that, it's like some traditional learning. Like maybe you have to go to school for something, or you have to learn something a little bit more about whatever it is that you do. And then right now you're having a little conflict, and that could be the conflict that you're having is like, do you want to move forward with it, or do you want to stay back to where you are? And I'm hearing move forward with it, like it'll be good money for you, or it'll be a change. Like I feel like you need a little bit of excitement or a little bit something different. You're kind of like tired of the routine and the everyday mundane. This will be something different. This will be something that you love to do, because I feel like you infuse your love and joy into either the cooking or whatever it is that you do. And they're saying, keep on planning, it's coming. Like I see you making plans to get it done. And notice that they have that world card in there. And so two is that decision mode. Like, what should I do? Which way should I go? How should I move forward? And then this is just saying you need a little bit more information about it. So this is like traditional institutional learning. So maybe you need to go to school for something, or just get a little bit more information, maybe a seminar, maybe a class, or maybe something that you need to learn, or just a little bit more about it. Maybe the business side of it that you need to learn. And then that conflict that you're having is an internal conflict with yourself. Like you are really trying to wrestle with yourself on how to move forward with this. And they're saying, go ahead, but kind of quiet your mind and push everybody out. They show me you kind of pushing out everybody out and kind of covering your ears. so that you can hear a little bit better from your higher power. So listen to that inner gut feeling and not what everybody else is telling you, what their shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or what their missed hopes and dreams were. This is something that is being given to you based on your desires or what you enjoy doing. And so they're saying move forward with that in that way. And it'll give you a little bit of enjoy and excitement and something, a big change in your life. Like you really need a change or a boom. It's like a big boom that they're showing me, something mind blowing that'll get, and that may be the sisterhood that Don was talking about. Maybe you get with another group of people and maybe you do this and they do that and you kind of put it all together, or maybe it's some kind of bazaar or some kind of festival or something like that where you all present together. But there's something that you need. It's like a big boom and it gives you joy and you're happy and you're celebrating and you're having a good time doing whatever it is that it you decide to move forward on. So I will go ahead and move forward with that for sure.
Super.
So that's what I got for her. Someone said, "Can you share the link to my YouTube one more time?"
Yes, absolutely. Let me do that.
Love. Oh, I like that name. Have we read for you before, Tortoise Love? And are you in some kind of did you say media or entertainment? Are you thinking of expanding into doing something else? This Tortoise Love person. I get media, I get entertainment, like music or something like that that you really like doing, and you're trying to find a way to expand it or how to market yourself to help other people out and make it easier for other people to do it. Um, do you build websites or something like that? Oh, you're new here, but I get something in entertainment or media for you. Is that something that you do? Because that's where I'm getting. Like you're trying to go bigger and better. Tortoise Love. It says I'm here for the first time. Um, So what is it that you're trying to do? Are you trying to get into music or producing or something like that? Like I feel like you're in something you're trying to move. Okay, graphic design. I feel like you're trying to move into something else or expand it broader, and you're just not marketing yourself enough, and you're not putting out there how good you are, what you're doing. And do you do a lot of free stuff for people? And maybe you could ask them to do reviews for you, or you could interview them about the process or what the product is that you're doing for you. Like you're not getting enough accolades for the things that you're doing, and I feel like you're doing a lot of free stuff for other people, and you need to like start charging people or marketing yourself. If you do graphic design, you could like do a logo or image. Like do you do logos or images and things like that for other people? I like your little uh I don't know what is the little picture of that you have on there of you. Hey, Karma. No experience so far, no courage. But I'm getting like you can make logos for people or you can design stuff for people. You're just not marketing yourself, and that must be the thing. You just need a little bit more confidence in yourself and just kind of put it out there. Like even if you just display it, like, hey, I can design a logo for you, I can design a T-shirt for you, I can design something for you. Like a lot of people need graphic designers or people to make things for them that they don't know how to do or they don't want to do. Like even oh, he says he does I get a male energy, logos, websites. I don't know what voucher is, but gifts and all that stuff. Yeah, you're just not marketing for yourself for people to get out there. Don, are you still into doing the tarot cards and you want somebody to like design that or do that for you? Like that could be oh, or or are you doing the AI version? Are you still doing
Doing the AI version.
the AI version of it? Yeah. So there's a lot of things that you could do to get people, or you could teach people how to incorporate the AI and do that stuff and do it on their own, or do it for them using the AI. But just you're not marketing yourself enough in order to make money. Because I see they're showing me one of those what is those little guns that shoot the money out, and that's just and it's the universe spraying money on you, but you don't have the confidence to step out there. Like you don't, like you're not confident in your work. Like you're afraid that if somebody, like if you do it for somebody, what if they don't like it, or what if they pick it apart, or what if they say this, or what is it? But what if they love it and they recommend you to somebody else and to somebody else? Like I see that you could be making good money off of it, doing something that you love, and you're really creative and you're really passionate about it. Like when you get into it, you just haven't been marketing yourself or putting it out there. Even if you just post it like on your Instagram or whatever, for people to see some of the things that you've created, like this is a logo that I created, or this is a website that I created, or these are the things that I could do just so people can see it and then like maybe give you feedback or reviews, you can make good money on it. But they're saying just get out there and have the confidence to do it. They're showing me like you're at a page status and you need to be trying to get to the king status. Like that's where you need to be. So you need that they're showing me like that knight of swords energy where you need to do something and you need to move. You need to get moving um and get that courage to move forward so you can get to that king status, which is where they make those good decisions and they think with their head, not with their heart. And so you're kind of in that page energy where you're still learning and asking questions and you just don't have the confidence to get up to where you need to be. But the that's where the universe or your higher power is trying to move you to that king status. But you need that night movement to move you forward, and you haven't quite gotten there. And it's just a courage thing. Like just post it and see what kind of reception you get. Oh, you're a girl. Okay. But I can have masculine energy. Okay, yeah. So definitely go ahead and put it out there and let people know what you do. If you have a website, like just let us know and we can go or Instagram or anything where we can go and just check out what you do. But have confidence in what you're doing. I really feel like you really could be good at it and you really could excel and become a lot more known. The word they used was famous. I tried to say known, but they said famous for what you're doing if you just apply yourself and just let people know what you can do. They're basically showing that you're caging your own self in by not doing it. And it's something that you really love to do and you could get paid to do. And then it won't even seem like work because it's what you love to do. She says she started working on her web and okay, so go ahead and move forward, but in 2024 you can have a much greater um span or people could know you a lot more if you just kind of put it out there and you don't really have to advertise your services. Just put out there what you've done and people will contact you, because I've contacted people and be like, hey, did you do this, or can you do this for me, and they'll be able to do it for you. So just know that you can do that too. So that's all I got for tortoise love.
It's interesting. I don't know. I wasn't really picking up energy for tortoise love, so I'm going to draw on cards and see if that will stimulate something. It
I
is
get a
time for them to start
strong
something new.
yeah.
That's the ace of pentacles. Time to do something new, which is what Angie was telling you about. Time to get moving on some new way of doing things because there's money sitting on the table. Go out and grab it, and you've been wanting that money. Again, this is that Six of Swords. So this is, the end is near. Find it, do it, go after it, which is wonderful. And this is me telling you that you have to make it happen. No one else is going to do it for you. You have to
Oh
get
my
moving.
gosh, John, that's that. Is that the Knight of
The Knight
Swords?
of Cups.
On that cup?
Yeah. So the
Right. That's what I'm saying.
happiness.
You need that energy. Yeah.
Yep, the happiness is in them, and they've got to make it happen. If they get moving and they get it started rolling, it's going to be okay because it's going to make them happy. And again, it's been a journey. But again, look at this. It's that new energy. So get going
I
with this. And
love
look at
those
this.
cards, Don.
Yeah, and look
Oh
at
my
this
gosh,
is
I
the
love those cards.
Queen of Swords. So again, take control. Don't put it in anybody else's hands. Don't let anybody else do the research for you. Don't let this is you doing it. Get to it. Okay, get it going. I'm just loving these cards. And look at this again, the Justice card. So again, if you put the work out, it will come back to you.
Oh,
You
I
put
love
the
that
energy out,
Justice
it'll come
card.
back.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yeah, these are beautiful cards. I love these cards.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the what is this deck? This is the Gilded Tarot deck. That's right. This is the Gilded Tarot deck.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, this is the Gilded
It's
Tarot
beautiful.
deck. I love this deck.
Listen, that Justice card is by itself is a whole deck for me because that is beautiful. That third, I could have met. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, the other one I love about this deck is that Magician. But look at this, even the Lovers card. This one is so emotive. Look at
Oh
this.
my gosh! Oh,
You know,
just makes you want to just fall in somebody's arms. Like
I
I get a
know.
Fabio vibe.
This is a Hallmark moment.
Oh my gosh, that is
So yeah, this is the
beautiful.
Gilded Tarot deck, folks. This is a great deck, a lovely deck. So and this is how you get it. So just to point that out. So let's see who next are you drawn to, Angie?
Um, Anaya O'Bannon. She's been in the chat for a while. She just said, "Hey, how are you guys?" Or in no in yeah. Miss Anaya, I get a sadness from you, like a kind of like a boredom, like you don't know what to do. I feel like you're in a I don't know if you're a young person, but you have a young energy about you, and you're not sure exactly which way you want to go. Like I feel like there's a whole bunch of roads that you can take before you, and you're not sure what you want to do career wise, like which way you should, how you should move forward. I see healthcare as an option. I see maybe an office job like customer service. I see like an administrative work, and you're not sure exactly which way you want to go. I think healthcare, if you have children, I feel like oh, I said your name right. Oh, I love that. Okay. I feel like you have small children, and healthcare may be a little bit, especially nursing, may be a little bit much for you until they get a little bit bigger, unless you're just going to school and learning that now. But actually working in healthcare, the hours may be a little bit hard for you. But I do feel like you are trying to figure out which route you want to take because you want to make a better life for your family. Like I feel like you've been struggling for a while, and you're like, I'm tired of struggling, because you're showing me that Nine of Wands energy, and you're really trying to break through mentality, like even like kind of family, like break kind of through family, not necessarily family curses, but things like you're trying to be that family member who makes more, who does more, who provides better for her family, and you're kind of stuck and not knowing what to do. So I don't know, like I feel like you have a little girl. Do you have a little girl or two little girls? Or those are all career choices that crossed your mind? Like I really feel like you're really pulled to the healthcare, but it's really going to be a lot of work if you don't have a lot of help with the kids. And so I see a little girl that is really looking up to you. And if you don't have her yet, then are you I no, I see a little girl. Like I feel like you have a little girl. You don't have any kids. I feel like there's a little girl that's really looking up to you too. It could be the inner child you, but I really feel like you're trying to figure out which way to go so that you can move forward. But the healthcare is really, really loud. That's where I get the more pull to the left, is for because I see healthcare. Again, I see administrative, and I see customer service. And I feel like the healthcare will give you a little bit more meaning. You'll be tired at the end of the day, but it'll be from working, and you'll make good money, and it'll give you the kind of money that you can start saving, you can start building. I feel like you want to buy a house, and there's like a lot of long-term goals that you want to make, but you're not sure how to make them. I don't feel like that you're super frivolous with your money, but you are consuming a little bit more than you're bringing in. But look into that healthcare route, or look into ways that you can get in there and work, and still maybe your employer will finance you going to school, or will help you pay for some of the stuff. But I do feel like healthcare is where you're more drawn to, and will give you more opportunities, because there's so many different ways you can go with healthcare. You can even go administrative with that, you can go billing with that, you can go insurance with that. There's so many different ways you can go in healthcare. And so I feel like that's where your biggest opportunity will be, and that'll give you the widest range of ways that you can that you can go, and it'll be the easiest for you to kind of make money from quickly. And healthcare is always needed. Like there is always, so much so little help. Like they're always needing somebody somewhere in healthcare. Bill, like I at my dentist, I've probably been working with my dentist for 3 years, and there's been three different billing people in there. And you have to be really good at it, like the coding and the billing and knowing how to do that. So look into all of those areas, and I think those will be really good for you. But I do see it's just a struggle for you to decide which way to go, and committing to it and deciding. But once you decide which way you're gonna go, it's gonna be blessed. And something, is there a grandmother around you that encourages you, or that you were really close to? Because and I don't know if she's still on this side, or if she's passed on, but there seems to be a grandmother energy, or a really maternal energy that is really pushing you forward, or supports you, that are, or really wants you to that is really rooting for you to move forward. And you just are right now having like a sad time, where you're missing some people, or you're not really sure what to do. There's a big question mark over you as how to move forward. So just decide which way you want to go, and the blessings will come to you. Like your higher power will help you focus in that way. And just ask them, what are my next steps? Okay, I've decided this is what I want to do. What is my next step? How do I get from where I am now to where I am making money, or to where I'm excelling, or where I'm moving forward? Or just what's my next step in the career section, and how to move forward, and you'll get that advice. But again, the first thing you need to do is decide. And then, are you a vision board person? Because they're showing me a vision board, and you don't have to wait till the new year. Just put some things up there that you want. If you want a house, put that house up there. And then every time you get ready to spend money, you'll think about, you know what, I'm trying to get this house, touch that house every day. This is where I'm trying to get to. I want this new car. I want this new whatever, and you'll kind of focus on that, and maybe you won't, you'll be a little less spending wise and a little bit more saving wise. But they're saying put a board up of the things that you want, even if it's to travel, even if it's, to go to school, whatever it is. Just make a little vision board, and you can do it in a book if you don't want everybody to see what it is that you're doing, and set it in there and get yourself ready mentally for 2024 to have a whole totally different mindset. And then do our affirmations. Now, we haven't talked about the affirmation not one time tonight. That affirmation that we do. I believe in infinite abundance, and I am grateful that all my wants and needs are met. So go ahead and think about that. That's a great affirmation. Or come up with something that is really positive for you and say it every morning. Literally to this day, every morning when I wake up, I say it, and I command that it's going to be a great day. I'm going to get all the information I need to succeed at my task. I'm going to have great meetings with this person. I just command that my day is good. And I repeat this every single morning, even when I'm not in a good mood, even when I'm tired and I don't want to get out of bed. I say this before I look at my phone, before I get out of the bed, before I do anything, just so I can mentally prepare for the day and be ready for whatever it is. I mentally prepared is half of the battle in itself.
Yep.
So yes, go ahead and do your she said yes, her grandmother is still living. So she seems to be rooting for you, and wanting you to succeed. And then go ahead and do the vision board. It is something positive that'll give you a visual of what goal that you're trying to reach. Even if you have to do one of those little things where you know how they do the little tube, and it says I want to make 5,000, 10,000, 12,000, like whatever your goal is. Make one of those and just put your goal on there. I want to save 500. I want to save 1,000. It'll show you your progress, and you'll just mark it off. Okay, I got to the 100,000. I got to the 500. I got to the 1,000. I got to the 500. And it'll be a visual representation of how you're progressing. Because sometimes we are not mindful of the little things that we do that help us to move forward. And so for you, I think you need some visual representations of the little things that are building into big things, because again, it's just things that stack on top of each other and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you see, oh, you know what, I am saving money, oh, I am making progress, or I am doing this, then you'll be more likely to have a positive outlook on it, because I don't feel like you have a lot of people around you who are in the same mindset as you. And sometimes you have to be that leader to pull them forward, or to just leave them behind, and then they'll try to catch up with you because you're the example. So go ahead and move forward. So that's what I got for you, Miss Anaya.
And I just see a whole lot of positive energy around you, a lot of forward. I think there's a lot of wind behind you that's going to be pushing you along. All you have to do is be ready to accept that push, and to let it and ride with it. The most important thing is don't resist and don't push back. Make sure that you, again, just, it's like a sailboat. Throw open that sail and let that wind push you, because I just think there's a whole lot of positive energy coming behind you and pushing you down the road a little bit. Because I think at one point you were kind of stuck, or you were kind of at a point where you were afraid to make a choice, because a lot of folks can do that. And the reality is I always tell folks over and over again, just make a choice and get moving. If you're in the wrong direction, you can do a turnaround, you can do whatever. But if you're not moving, then you're falling behind. So again, take your feet from being planted firmly in the ground, let them fly free, and let yourself be taken with the momentum, because again, spirit is on your side, energy is on your side. Let this take you. Be open to education, be open to learning any and everything you can. Also, do not be rooted so deeply into one specific education direction or one specific direction, because as you move along, I see that there will be changes. And if you're open to the changes, they will pull you into the area that you really will find yourself being drawn, and it will pay off in a big way. So again, don't put any structures and blocks on your brain and on your mind saying, I can't do this, I won't do this, I can't. No, let it totally be free, and then let it flow. And when you need to again change course, let the flow take you there. And you will see that if you don't fight that energy, and instead you embrace it, you're going to find yourself delivered in a good place. I think by next May, you're going to be looking back and you're going to think that you're slightly different. The world has kind of changed for you. It didn't change for you. It's just that you opened up to it. Know that, again, you are the key. Don't. It's not spirit. It's nothing else. It's there helping you, but you are the key. So open yourself up. Let yourself flow free.
Making that decision. I feel like once she just sets her mind to
Yep.
something, they'll propel it. Like they'll put the magic on it. They'll put the extra on it. You just have to decide. They just need to know what it is that you want so they can move it forward. Stop asking for it and just decide on what it is
Yep.
that you want, and then they'll move it forward. You don't have to ask for it. It's already given to you. I feel like you're a religious person, and what they say, it's already done. Everything is yours. You just have to have it. A lot of the podcasts that I'm looking for is like everything is now. Like we don't understand that everything is happening all at the same time. All of our future, all the things that we see as a future or the past, they're saying it's all happening right now. It's just in you pulling it into your reality at this point and receiving it as your now instead of as your future or instead of as something that's far away. Just pulling it in because everything is already given to you. You just have to decide to accept it or receive it, and just go ahead and make that decision and just move forward. Because if you're indecisive, how is your higher power going to help you? They don't know which way. Well, they know what you truly want, but if you're not ready to move forward with it, it's just going to be like kind of um giving somebody keys to a car and they're not ready to drive. Like my friend's daughter, her grandmother has a car for her. It's all ready for her, but she's afraid to drive. And so basically she just has a car sitting there that she can't drive, but but it's there for her and she's just not ready for it. So at this point, you have to decide that you're ready to move forward and allow your higher power to help you out. And they will help you out. Just go ahead. And I also feel like you shedding people. Like there's a lot of people that are pulling you down or just not at that mindset level that you are. You're trying to mature, and there's just not a lot of people who are there. And you have to be that person to just move forward and let it go and stay focused on what it is. And I keep getting a little girl. So if you don't have a little girl, do you want a little girl? Because I keep seeing a little girl with you. So maybe you're going to have a little girl in the future. And it doesn't have to be anytime now, but I do see a little girl looking up to you, um, with a little ponytail on top of her head. And she's just with you. So it's either you want a little girl or maybe you're going to have one in the future. And I don't feel like it's the inner child I feel like it's a little girl that you're going to have in the future or maybe that you want, but I do see a little girl for you or with you.
And who is Claudine? Do you know a Claudine? Because I'm hearing the name Claudine. Does that register with you? Does that ring a bell with you? Someone named Claudine. Is it an aunt? Is it a cousin? Is it a sister, a mother? I don't get the mother sister, but it's like there's somebody named Claudine. Is she on this side, or do you know a Claudine that has passed over? Because Claudine is an energy that just I'm getting her name overwhelming me at this point. Do you have a Claudine? Do you know of a Claudine? Do you remember a Claudine? No, I'm not sure. Okay, think about it, and there's an energy about
Or
her.
any kind of version of that, Geraldine,
Claudia.
you know, Claudia, like any
Mhm.
derivative of that. That's because we don't always hear it exactly the way, so sometimes it sounds like. So is there anything close to that?
Exactly.
Geraldine, Claudia.
Yeah, and yeah, because I'm getting the strong. This is some, and
I get an auntie energy too, like not necessarily a mom, but an auntie, like a very strong auntie energy.
yeah, because I'm this. I think this person is on the other side. They're not here, and I think it's one of her family members who've crossed over that protect her and help her. And so she again, the aunt's saying that she kind of she's hesitant. She's hesitant, and she's like she needs to again back to what we're saying. She needs to let it be, let it go free, move free.
And I'm getting something about a casserole or a dish that somebody would make in like a Pyrex pan or something like that. Like there's a dish or something that you like that this person will cook, or maybe that your grandmother cooked. So there's something about a dish that somebody cooks for you that you like, and this person may be attached to that dish or may have something to do with that. But when he was started talking about the Claudine person, I definitely got like somebody cooking, and there was a dish that they were presenting, like a casserole or something, in like a Pyrex glass dish, cooking dish.
Yeah, and sometimes we're so into our moment in our heads and the situation that we overlook things that we probably would remember otherwise. But it's like our focus is one way, and we don't see that until afterwards. A lady today sent me, after we'd off the air, a lady sent me something because I was seeing a boy and a girl, and it was like a child energy. And then she said afterwards, she's like, oh, I lost two grandchildren at birth, and they were twins, boy and girl. And so, but her mind wasn't thinking that. She was already in a different direction. So her mind wasn't thinking about that, what had happened in the past.
Anaya, are you crying a lot at night? Because I get tears and I get a little bit of sadness. Like you're not hopeless and giving up, but you're tired of the struggle. And because I get really emotional and want to cry. And so they're saying, like wipe your tears and know that you are like your higher power is trying to help you, but you have to be ready for the help. Like you can't complain that you're sad and then not want to take any action. You know what I'm saying? Faith without works. You have to also, you're praying, but you also have to be ready to move. Look, when I move, you move. When you say you want something, they're ready to move. Are you ready to move? And so what they're saying is be ready to move. And so because I'm hearing like wipe your tears. You're in this space because of your inaction. So they really want you to move forward. Okay, because I'm seeing tears at night and just kind of, you're just kind of sitting and then there's just tears falling. And you're just not understanding the situation and you wanted to move forward. But they're saying, just kind of tap into that energy and you can release that. Listen, this is the new moon. It's, oh my gosh, and it's retrograde. So don't let that person come back. Like, remember why you broke up with this person and steer clear of this person during the retrograde. You have 3 weeks. The retrograde started today. Was it today, Don? I think it started the
Yes,
retrograde
I think it
and
is.
3 weeks forward. So be mindful of exes trying to come back, but kind of tap into the and find things that make you happy. Like a lot of times I'm really big into the Twilight movies and my daughter's into it now. The other day she said she just sat and watched all the Twilight movies, the whole little chapters of all of them. So find something that gives you joy or makes you happy, or even if it's just love things that you want to watch, but that gives you joy and makes you feel good and raises your vibration, because that'll help you to kind of get out of that sadness too. So just go ahead and try to find things that make you happy. Laughter always makes me feel better. Listen, a good comedy will make me laugh anytime and will make me definitely do the movies and find something that and then find your empowerment song. Like a lot of times I'll just have to listen to an empowerment song. Right now that Renaissance Beyonce is really speaking to me. And sometimes every morning I'll just put it on and just to hear her say, these MFs can't stop me. And just to know, you know what I'm saying? That's that empowerment. These people can't stop me no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how they try to down her, no matter how much they talk junk about her and try to, throw dirt on her name. None of them can stop her. She's still excelling. So find your empowerment song or that song that gives you that motivation to get up and move forward. And some days it'll be just so stressful at work and I'll turn that song on and I'll just power through and be like, you know what, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it forward. I'm going to send this email and let you know all the things that need to be fixed. We're either going to work through it or we're just going to be at a gridlock. But at least I have the empowerment to move forward. So find that empowerment for yourself and move forward. And that song, whatever it is, it could be anything. Listen, I found joy in all kinds of songs. God, I Get It by Michelle, by K Michelle. That was a song. And one day I was just like, oh my gosh, God, I totally get it. That was a good song for me. And then there's just other songs that you can find that are very motivating. So find an artist that you like and just kind of pour into it and allow them to pour into you and to give you that word. And it could just be whatever it is that appeals to you. And it could be something different every day. So find that music, find that movie, and find that joy.
And we just had a new
And just
moon, didn't
that.
we? Yesterday?
Mhm.
Didn't we have just a new
Oh,
moon
new
yesterday?
moon. Yep. New moon, retrograde, and was that it? Just the new moon and the retrograde?
And ain't that enough?
Yeah, that is more than enough. I feel like it was something. Oh, the retrograde is more than enough, and it has been kicking my butt. Like my phone, Lord, I had to get a new phone. Then I lost my verify. You know how like when you work virtually, you have to do a two step authentication. I'd set it up last night, then this morning it wouldn't work, so I had to call in again and get it reset up again. My camera wasn't working, so the retrograde is already just fighting me. But listen, we gonna fight back.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And sometimes it ain't fair. They don't play fair. Retrograde doesn't play fair.
Rachel McKenty says, what does that mean? What does the retrograde mean? Mercury retrograde is usually when you have a lot of communication issues when those re's come back, you can redo stuff. Old loves come back, old relationships come back, old situations that you didn't resolve come back. And this is just a time to kind of reflect on things and how to move forward or how to end them or how to resolve them. But be mindful of these things coming back during Mercury retrograde. But there's a lot of technology and communication things. You can look up the Mercury retrograde and see what it means. And they tell you how to kind of survive it, but just kind of have that mindset of, I'm just going to take it day by day. When the camera went out today, I was okay with the fuzzy camera. Then all of a sudden it started working again. So now we're back to letting it work. So you just have to kind of take the hits as they come and figure out how to move forward and don't let them totally kill your vibe.
Absolutely.
Oh, the new moon. Oh, the new moon. You set your intentions for what you want. For me, it's setting the intentions for the things that I want to accomplish by the time the full moon comes or that I just want to move forward with. Just new things that I want to work on. So it's just having that new mindset. It's a new moon. The moon is growing. So you want these things to grow into fruition. So with the full moon, I release, and with the new moon, I set intentions for what I want to come to me or what I want to grow. So with the new moon, you're just setting intentions for what you want to grow. And this is the last new moon of the year. So this is something very good that can walk you right into 2024. So set your intention.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
You're welcome, Anaya.
who is next on well, there is no list. Who are we next drawn
That
to?
Matthew person, I don't know if he ever asked a question, but he's been in here a good little minute too. He's actually the only person I see. Matt. Oh, and Alexa Ann also asked a question.
You said Matthew?
Or said, oh, and Ramona. Yeah, any of those people.
Let's do Matthew.
Okay. All right, Matthew. Let me see what I get. I immediately heard build a bridge, don't tear it down. And they showed me like you walking on one of those kind of suspension bridges, and it kind of be, but it's in a kid's kind of tree house. So I feel like this is an immature energy. And whatever it is that you're bickering over, because they're showing me the five of wands, it's kind of an immature energy. And they should build a bridge, not tear it down. Like don't go through stomping on the bridge and knocking the boards out and tearing the bridge down. They're saying build a bridge. It'll be easier for you to get to the other side. And they're showing it to me like in a child's treehouse or in a child's playground. So this is an immature energy for me, or something that you need to mature in and have another perspective or another way of thinking. They're showing me somebody changing their perspective or changing the just kind of turning their head and seeing it from the other person's point of view. And they're saying just build a bridge instead of trying to tear it down or get your point across so much. And so they're saying, just kind of get in the energy of peace and resolution instead of trying to prove your point so much, is how they're making it seem to me. um Let me see what else I'm getting for you. Are you in technology? Because they're showing me like cameras or wires. And when they show me things like that, it's kind of like a technology thing, or is that something you want to get into? Because they're showing me the Knight of Wands, and that's passion, that's creativity. Like I feel like you're trying to get into something or you're trying to move forward on a project. Because I really heard something about project or something like that. So I really feel like you're trying to get into a project or make something move forward. And this is that fast moving energy. And they're saying go with the momentum on it. And it could be related to this building a bridge, but kind of working through it and and getting the momentum of this project. I feel like there's something you're trying to create or you're trying to move forward. And it feels to me like technology or um like they're showing me a camera. So something that has to do with media or technology, and they're saying move forward, whatever the project. Are you trying to do a documentary or something like that? Because I feel like I get more of a video kind of thing, or some kind of video, like maybe you're trying to do an online or you're trying to go live or build your online presence or something, because I get more of a visual presence and that kind of media than a behind the scenes person. So are you trying to get out there and build like a YouTube channel or some kind of presence online? But they're saying move forward with it, and just kind of be a little bit more cooperative in how you move forward with it and with your ideas. But there is passion behind it. There's creative, and they're saying go with that momentum of it. Don't stall the momentum by tearing down the bridge and move forward with it. Um, um, it seems to be a little bit tedious now, but there's a reward in it if you actually move forward. Oh, with TikTok. Okay, definitely. Okay, because I see it. Oh, and look at it. You're working hard on it, but you're not sure. You're kind of stuck at something. And is there somebody you're working with and you're kind of bumping heads with that person? Because I get go with the momentum, keep moving forward on it. Don't let anything slow you down. Keep moving forward with whatever it is that you're doing, and you're working hard on it because I'm getting that 8 of Pentacles, and it's gonna pay off for you. That's you working on your skills and being patient and moving forward with it. But they're saying don't give up on it and just kind of try to find that middle point with you and this person and say, okay, well, what about this? Okay, I see it your way. Show me how that'll map out if we do it your way. And what if we do this and this and this? And how would it work out if we kind of combine what you want with what I want? But they're saying move forward with it and don't let the momentum go because it's a bit tedious, but it will pay off in the end and it will give you a benefit that you want. That independent wealth. I like that 9 of Pentacles for you because that's that independent wealth. That's that fulfillment coming for you. A 9 for me is that personal growth and that personal reward. And so I always like this lady of leisure because that's where she has more than enough. She has all the money she needs, and this is all her things growing. There's all this lush growth in the back. There's that red on her robe for the power. There's the green for the growth and the abundance, and then there's just money everywhere, and there's just growing everywhere, and there's no storm clouds. They just told me to say that there's no storm clouds. There's nothing coming. And look, she's calling this bird in. You know what I'm saying? She's that settled and that focused in what she's doing that she can have this. She can call nature in too. So no, be focused. Your reward is coming, but don't give up. Oh, these are all pentacles. I like that. So you went from an 8 to a 9. Keep moving forward and stay with that momentum. So you're gonna get what it is that you want. Just keep moving forward with it, and again, try to work out whatever your discrepancy is with this person that you're working with.
The energy that I'm getting is get back to life. Get back to life. Stop looking backwards. Stop worrying about the past. Stop worrying about things. Get back into life. Live your life to the fullest. Live every minute of every day like it is your last because you've earned it, and therefore don't take advantage of it. Live life again. Get back into life, and let the cards fall where they may. But most importantly, just eat life. Eat it, drink it, live it, drain it of all it can, take all the energy from it that you can, and make sure that, again, when you wake up in the morning, make sure that you give gratitude for three things every morning. That wake up and say, I am grateful I am 6 feet above instead of 6 feet below. I am grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am grateful that I have extra weight because that means I'm eating, You can have other people fuss about, I'm too heavy. Well, damn, that's the negative side. The grateful side is I have food and I have enough. I have enough abundance that I have additional weight because of it. Again, in the first thing every morning, wake up and just make sure that you give grace and be grateful for at least three things. And that starts your day off in such a more positive way. Because again, if you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling quite well, or you're not feeling like this is good energy that day, and you then let that wear on you, and then you walk out that door, and as you touch people in your life and you're not in the best of spirits, you can touch them in the negative way and have this cascading effect. If you give grace, if you say, thank you, I am grateful that I have this and this, then you find something positive in your life, which could start you off in a positive way, and your energy for the entire day will be different. Also, the way in which the energy, a positive vibration energy, is higher vibrational, and it's healthier. It brings your body to a different level. It also brings your mind to a different level. When you have that is the vibrational level of a sad or frustrated mind, or just a not happy mind. And that energy is a very lower energy. And so the higher your vibration, the closer you are to spirit and everything else, because spirit's vibration is very level, very high. And that's like when you see me, sometimes I have the bells and I'll ting the bells to get the vibration up, because that brings me higher to spirit. And so when I feel like I'm not really connecting to spirit the way I should, I make sure I raise my vibrational level. Again, that's what you need to do. Again, it's like Texas. Texas hair. The higher your hair, the closer to God.
And you know what, Don, about that gratitude? I used to be like, I am grateful. My gratefulness was so angry and so grumpy. Like I finally graduated to a higher level of gratefulness, even in some of the things. Like sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I got an interview, I got a meeting with such and such. And I said, you know what? I'm grateful that I have a job to log into, that I get to work from home. And so that's three things. I get to work from home, I have a job, and I have somebody that I have to like that I have to be creative in my communication with them. So it keeps that mind keen. It keeps me to raising ideas. That's three things that I had to be grateful for before I even got out the bed. I'm grateful that I have a job. I'm grateful that I get to work from home. I'm grateful that I have to find alternative ways to deal with this person. I'm grateful, for whatever it is, and just finding gratitude. That my gratefulness used to be so. I did thank the Lord for. I am happy that I have a house, but it was so grumbly and so, angry about it. Like I don't have any more gratitude to give. What do you want me to do? Build a statue to Jesus? Like it was that grumbly. It was grateful, but it was so like I'm just so tired of being grateful. And so you have to graduate to that more mature gratefulness where even in your strife, like sometimes I'll get to my car, like the other day, my remote wasn't working. I'm like, what the hell? And I had to figure it out. And it finally opened. And I said, you know what? I am grateful for the new vehicle that I am going to receive, because if this car is messing up, that means the universe is already preparing to give me something else, because this has served its purpose, and I'm glad that it had. Now it's time for me to move on to something else, and just finding gratefulness even in the strife that I've had. And like you've always said about an accident, like if I blow out my tire, at least I didn't, crash, or I didn't, veer off the road. I was able to safely move over to the side, and I have money and I have roadside assistance, and just being grateful even in our heartache. And it's hard to find that. And it took me years to get out of that grumbly, angry gratefulness into a more mature, okay, I'm just going to be happy about the fact that I can weather through this situation.
Hey, Matthew, you don't have to wait for a hunting trip. I mean, and one is coming. I do still believe that. I still see that. I still feel that hunting trip is coming, because I think there's something about that experience. But you don't have to wait for it. You can make it happen. Again, you don't have to sit and wait for things to come to you. I'm telling you to go out and take life by the horn. I'm telling you to say, you know what? I am no longer a passenger. I'm a driver. I'm driving my life. I'm driving I'm going to my destination. I'm driving to my destination. So you can plan your own trip, hunting trip. Call a few friends, say, hey, look, let's go do hunting. If you don't usually shoot, if you're not somebody who does shooting, then take something else. Take a bow and arrow and do some bow and arrow hunting. There's many things you can do. Hunting is not just take a camera and get some great wildlife shots. Hunt with a camera.
I was just gonna say, Don, you don't have to be killing something when you go hunting. You could be hunting for anything. Like there's a lot of ways to hunt. Like you could be hunting for ideas. You could be hunting for, things out in nature. Just there's a lot of different ways to do hunting. And when he says, I'm waiting on a hunting trip, are you waiting for somebody to call you and say, come on, let's go kill an elk? No, you have to decide. I am hunting, but what am I hunting for? I'm hunting for a vehicle for my son. I'm hunting for that for a house. Those are things that you're also hunting for. It doesn't necessarily, don't take it so literally to mean that you have to go out in the wilderness and be hunting for something. You could be hunting for a lot of things. You could be hunting for somebody that you mesh with well to get this project done on for this TikTok thing that you're doing. There's a lot of different ways to hunt. So don't take it so literally and think that there's could be other ways that you can hunt.
Yeah, and the thing about the trip that I'd seen for you in the past, because when you mentioned that, it rang a bell in my head. Again, is the communal aspect of the hunt. The hunt itself is not the key to this situation. For that moment, it was more of the communal aspect of being together. And having that camaraderie and knowing that you're part of a group and a group separate and apart from just a relationship, a love relationship, because we compartmentalize often certain things, and relationships, different types of relationships are compartmentalized. So the things that you would tell your girlfriend are not the things necessarily you tell your buddies. The things you tell your buddies are not necessarily the things you tell your girlfriend. And so that friendship, that
Or your boss.
exactly, or your boss or other situations. But so what I'm saying is that, again, to create that communal relationship, there's no reason to have to sit and wait. If it's not coming along, maybe make it happen. Maybe you were intended to make it happen. And so again, don't wait. Drive, get behind the steering wheel and drive your life. Okay, drive your life. Do not be a passenger any longer, because you were given an opportunity to understand how precious life is. And so, of all people, you know the value of life, and you know the value of living your life to the fullest. Okay, and relationships. From what you went through and the relationships, understanding how the relationships helped or hindered your not having them could have hindered your treatments and stuff like this. I mean, all that stuff comes into play. So again, you of all people have been touched in a way that totally understands the fact that life is a precious commodity. So there you go. There you go.
Can we do Stephanie? Oh, I like the way that she first asked. She said, "May I have a reading?" And I like that. It felt so mother, may I? I like that. But I also got into her energy really quickly, and they show me you with your head. Like I feel like you're being hit. Like you know how you play a game, and every time you get hit, it kind of like um pushes your lives out of you. Like so, say you have 6 lives, and it kind of pushes one of your lives out. I feel like you're being hit over and over again, and it's kind of making fragments of you. Like every time you get hit, I feel like there's 3 or 4 different versions of you, and you're trying to push them all together. Like you really have a lot of confusion going in your head, a lot of chaos going on in your head. I feel like I'm getting a headache as I even get into your energy. There's a lot of chaos and drama going on, or there's a lot of confusion going on. You're not sure what to do. You have a really emotional heavy situation that you're dealing with, and I feel like you're getting hit from different sides. I feel like you're being hit like emotionally, you're being hit financially, and you're just not sure of which way to go and how to do it. They're actually showing me the 2 of wands, and you're planning, but you're planning from desperation, like the plans that you're making, like I got to do this, I got to do that. And what they want you to do is the plan from here. Like, that they want you to be more mindful of your higher power so they can help you and guide you to make your decisions from a more calm and more tranquil place, because you're making your decisions based on the chaos and the turmoil that you're going through, and you're not really thinking them through, and it's kind of a very emotional decision that you're making, and you need to connect a little bit more. Just have some quiet time. One of the things that I do, and I had very vivid dreams last night. I literally turn on this video, I mean on this playlist, and it's just rain, different kind of rains. It might be cats and dogs that I hear in the rain. It might be rain on a tin roof. It might be thunder. It might be wind, but it's different kinds of rain, and I get different dreams, and I get different downloads and different things that I receive from my higher power. So you need something that kind of just helps you to relax and helps you to be tranquil and kind of gets you out of that left mind and out of the chaos and turmoil that you're going through. You're really going through a lot, and I feel like you're being hit over and over and over again. Every time it hits you, it fragments you and makes you more like, so there, like you see how all her hair is like that, and behind me there's like more, or like it's me and then it's her, and then I feel like there's another you and another you, because every time you get hit, it pushes another life out of you, and you're trying to hold everything together, but you're doing it from the standpoint of desperation and please help me, oh Lord, instead of, you know what, I know what my higher power is. If I just tune in, then I'll get the focus that I need to make the decisions that I need and to get myself out of this situation. Even if you are the person who put yourself in this situation, your higher power is trying to pull you through. Like I literally feel like they're reaching into your chaos and trying to pull you through. But because you're like this, trying to hold yourself together or trying to, drown out all the noise, they can't put their hands in order to pull you out. And so if you just kind of focus on your higher power versus the situation that you're in or the chaos that you're going through, you'll get the solution. And I keep hearing the money's coming. Don't worry about it. Is there a surgery coming up for you, Miss Stephanie O, that you're going through? Um, I feel like Is there a surgery or something that you're planning for, or that is coming up, or does somebody need a medical procedure or something, and you're worried about the cost of it, or medical bills or something like that? And they're saying, don't worry about it. Everything is going to work out in your favor. You're going to get the money that you need for the procedure or for whatever it is that is going for you, Miss Stephanie. So no medical procedure, but I get something kind of like I don't know, because they showed me surgery. They showed me like a hospital thing. So I don't know if you're in tune with checking your health, or when the last time you went to the doctor. So you may want to just go and check with your medical provider or something like that, because they're really showing me a surgery or something happening where you're needing to go to a medical provider, and it's going to cost a little bit. But they're saying you need to tune into this way and not to all the chaos around you. The money is coming. I don't see a new job. I just see a new way of you handling the money that you got. Like maybe you reallocating your money, or being a little bit more resourceful with the money and cutting down a little bit on your costs. I don't think you're aware of how much money goes out. And so you're not aware that you really do have a little bit, you have more money coming in than you think. And you just need to reorganize your finances a little bit. So I don't see a new job, maybe a promotion or more money, but I don't see a new job or career. I just see a reallocation of the money, and then just different ways or different resources for the money that you have. So that's what I got.
Stephanie, who's the fire starter around you? I'm getting the feeling that there's somebody who likes to light the match and then plays innocent of, oh, they stand back and watch it burn, and then they're like surprised that it's burning. There's somebody who's bringing that kind of energy to you, and it is not healthy. And you know who this is. You know the energy I'm talking about. Why is it that you have a difficulty separating yourself from this person? Because this person is not healthy for you. They're not healthy to be in your life. They're not healthy to be in your work environment. And this is, again, a fire starter. This is somebody who you know clearly does this. It's your ex, okay. And is there some reason? Is it like you have kids together that therefore keeps you from having that complete split? Or he just keeps coming back? Because, again, there's something, they need to be out of your life, and as most and best they can. Because, and they know what they're doing, by the way. This is not somebody who does it unintentionally. This is somebody who does it and knows they're doing it. This is somebody who is malicious with this. And so it's not one of those innocent. There are people I know who, believe it or not, don't even know they're doing it. They just did it for so long, they don't even know they're stirring the pot. Because, again, it's just natural. But he isn't. He's malicious. And so you need to figure out a way to excise him as best that you can to get him out of your life. He just really is not healthy for you. And it's interesting because it's like when you make steps forward, he kind of pops up and all of a sudden sets you back. Exactly. He sets you back. Yep. And that's why the tips.
I don't read reversals, Don, and they told me to keep this in reverse. He's stopping your progress. This is a victory card. This is a chariot. This is fast moving. This is you being in control, and this is you being halted. This person is stopping it, and it's a very immature energy, because I got this right here. He's
controlling energy.
He's blocking your money. And so you are very much. He's blocking you from moving forward. He's stopping your momentum, and he's a very immature energy.
Yep, absolutely. So, do yourself a favor and find the ways to get him excised as best you can from your life, and then insulate from things that you can't keep him out of. But at the same time, don't let him. He's not healthy for you. And if you're going to move forward, the last thing.
Did you say they had kids together? Is that the reason?
I don't know. I was wondering myself if it was the kid, if there's a child or children involved that bind them, because something it keeps him in her life, and it's just like.
Listen, let me tell you what's the greatest button on my phone: block. I don't get no messages. I don't get nothing. No,
Yes.
we ain't got to communicate at all.
Exactly. No, I totally get it. You have to do what you can. He's not healthy. No children involved.
No kids involved. Block him immediately.
You need to make sure that he is no longer around you, and nor is he having any impact on you at all. He really is that toxic. This is truly toxic. And that little guilt trip that he calls, and he does the little guilt trip stuff. No. That's still not work. That can't work anymore. You're not responsible for him. You did not create his situation. You did not put him in the situation he's in. He put himself there. He did this. and you cannot do not allow him to make you feel in any way responsible for the shit things he's done.
Listen, I block so many people. My phone automatically put everybody in spam. Is this spam, Angie? I'll be like, no, this is a real person. I block it. Look, I ain't got time for it. I block everybody. Verizon be like, here's another one.
Exactly. But Stephanie, you're on the right track. So keep moving forward. But again, make sure that this person helps you. Make sure that you do what you can to help keep this person away from you. Therefore, moving forward in a very positive way. Otherwise, it's just not. It's not good. It's not good at all.
It's gonna keep preventing you from moving forward because you're a very giving, caring person. And when this person calls upon you, I feel like they present a need. You think you're helping them out, and then they turn it on you and make it seem like you're the bad person for not wanting to help them out or for not doing it the way that they want or for just whatever. They know the exact thing to push your buttons and make you feel low. So if you're at a real high, oh, let me see how I can make this person at a real low. Again, what I'm hearing is stop telling your business too. Stop telling everybody everything that you're going to
Mhm.
do. If you're going to make plans, you don't have to tell anybody, just do it. If you're going to go on a trip, just go. Nobody has to know that you're going on a trip, just go. One or two certain people need to know. Like there's a very short list of people. I say, hey, I'm going here just for safety reasons so they know where I am or what I'm doing. But you don't have to let everybody know every step that you're going to make. Move in silence. And this person, once they see that you're disconnecting from them completely and they have no access to you, they'll move on or they'll at least fade to the background. Again, what you also can do, put their name on a bay leaf and set that bad boy on fire because
Absolutely.
release from them. Put their name on a bay leaf. You have to use it with a marker. Just go to the store and buy some bay leaves, set it on fire with the intention of breaking this bond.
Yep.
And when it's done, take those ashes and give them back to the earth and let the universe have get rid of them. That's a very easy way. You could just bat like I break this bond. You could say it. You could like there's all different ways you can get rid of people. You could put their name on a piece of paper and put their name in a freezer. That's a freezing thing that gets them away from it and has them to leave you alone. So there's all different kind of ways if you're really ready to truly shed this
Yep.
person to get rid of them and get them from moving from keeping you from moving forward because again your chariot is upside
Yep.
down and a chariot is a victory and if yours is in reverse that means that you're not moving forward. This person is halting your progress and keeping you from moving forward because it's a very immature energy. If you really want it done, there's lots of ways you can do it to get rid of these people and just be done with it.
Yeah, another thing that I was taught by somebody who is from Suriname, what they do, what they believe, is you get 3 eggs, you write his name on all 3 eggs, you keep them for 7 days, you keep the eggs for 7 days, and then you go to an intersection, a north, south, east, west intersection. You drive through the intersection, headed north, and you throw the eggs one at a time out the window as you go through the intersection, headed north. Not east, not west, not south, north. Again, 3 eggs, name on 7 days, not in the fridge, keep them out 7 days, and then go to an intersection that's north, south, east, west. Go drive north through the intersection and toss the eggs one at a time out. And
I remember when you first told me about that, Don, and I think it worked for the person you said that did it.
Mhm.
I thought that was the neatest thing ever. Yes.
Yeah, and I know people who've used it, and it works.
And don't drive back through the
Do not drive back
intersection.
through the intersection. No.
Don't drive
No
back.
matter what you do, move on. Do not go back through the intersection during that trip. Go on. And if you can, try to find an intersection that you usually would not drive through anyway. So therefore you don't even in the future you don't have a chance of going through it. So go someplace that is again so unique that you probably will never drive through that intersection again if you can do it. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alexa, and this is tea. She thought this was wine. No, this is just a regular old cup. It's just tea. I'm trying to wind down. This is some tea to kind of help me wind down. It's peach tranquility tea.
The 7 days, no. In 7 days, the eggs will not stink by then. They don't start stinking by 7 days. So you're good. You don't worry about the odor.
And again, the easiest is probably the bay leaf. Just put
Oh,
it
yeah.
on a bay leaf. Set the intention. I want to break this bond. I want to break this connection. I want to release this person from whatever bonds or ties that we have. Set it on fire. Put it in something that can burn. I don't have my little thing with me, but I have a little dish that it can burn. then release those and then I release these ashes back to the earth and allow the universe or your higher power to release that bomb for you. Just wait for it to happen.
You can do it in a pot on the stove. You just because pots are.
And I've done the freezing spell too.
Yep.
We used to have this little terrorist that used to come in here called Tarot, whatever he was. He used to come in
Destroyer,
here.
Terror
He used-
Destroyer, or something.
Tarot Destroyer. He used to come in here and just spew all kinds of
Nasty hate.
religious things on here and how we were an abomination. I put that bad boy, his name on a piece of paper, and I folded that piece of paper that way. So like if you have a piece of paper and you write their name on it, and then you fold it away from you, and I put that little piece of paper in a plastic bag, in a Ziploc bag, and put it in the freezer, and he's still in the freezer, and he has not been back in our chat anymore.
Yep. Also, don't forget, one other thing that everybody should be doing every month, the first of every month, anytime, but I always say the first because it sticks in my head, because it's a benchmark time. Put that salt on that threshold of your door, on the front of your door, any door that you use for egress or entrance or exit, put some.
And Don and I both have got confirmation that it works. Don went to New Orleans and saw it, and my grandmother used to do it all the
Yes.
time. She used to pour salt outside that door all the time. You put it through the doors that you walk through
Yep.
the most, and it'll keep negative energy out and negative people out. And sometimes people just don't come to your house anymore. But that'll let you know who doesn't belong there.
Exactly. Yep. It is, and it costs you nothing. 2 cents to put some salt, to do it. Believe me, it is money well spent. There's many ways in which you can do it. Also, Stephanie, you may, if you haven't gotten rid of bad energy, sage your house. Do a smudge. Do a smudge. You should be. Everybody should consider doing a smudge once a month and cleanse your house. Get that energy out.
Every time one of us in our house is sick, like my niece was here this weekend and she was sick, she wasn't feeling well. When she left, I washed everything, all the sheets and everything that she used, and then I saged the whole area to get all the sickness and negative, like just to get the sickness out and the not necessarily negative energy, but just to get all that stale energy out. I sage. Sometimes I'll just sage after a lot of people have been in my house. Like if I have a lot of, and not necessarily that it's negative energy, just to get that energy out. I don't know what it is, but just to reabsorb. Like every morning, my grandmother will open her front door. She was that person, and I heard someone say, when you open that door, you let the stale energy out and you let the fresh air in, and it brings new energy into the house every morning. And I'm always cold. I don't care how cold I am. I come and I open my patio door just enough to let that cool air come in and circulate that air. And I light one of my incense, the new ones that I got from Don, the Dragon's Blood or whatever, because I love incense. I love the smell of it. And what did they used to say in the Bible? The aroma was pleasing to your higher power. So I love the smell of incense. So I'm always burning incense. So these are all little things that you can do just to change the energy in your own house.
Exactly.
You could get black obsidian. We're always talking about that. We're always talking about little crystals that can help you, that can change your energy, that can repel negative energy, that can absorb negative energy, that can bring in clarity. There's all kinds of things that you can do that'll just help you. And and it doesn't do anything to them. You're not harming them.
Exactly.
You're just keeping their negativity from you and helping to bring positivity to yourself.
And burn some Palo Santo. Burn some Palo Santo, positive energy. It draws in positive energy. When you send away that negative with that salt, or the smudging with the sage, once you saged, that gets rid of the negative. Oh, there you go. Selenite wand will do the same thing, baby. That selenite wand is strong.
I love a selenite wand. And you know what? I need to put mine out in that next moon to go ahead and to clean it and recharge it, because I haven't put it out there in a while. But like the last time we had class the other day, I was so irritated with my phone. I said, y'all, let me go get my selenite wand. And I just took it and put it against my head to kind of absorb that negativity, because I was in such a bad mood. And I was just like, you know what, let me just, sometimes you'll just see me sitting here and I'll just be like, Lord, please absorb this negative energy, because I'm ready to just snap on somebody. But I love a selenite wand. I do. To absorb.
Yeah, those things, folks, don't underestimate the power of the power of nature. These things are in nature. We're not talking about something that was created by. This is nature. We're talking in natural things. Sage is natural. Palo Santo is natural. Salt, which was one of the key things to bring to continued life way back when, and now is pennies on a dollar. At one time, salt was expensive as gold. Salt was better than gold. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, these things, just try them. And you know what? Our grandmothers, our mothers done it. If you were to talk to a few folks who've lived a long time, or who have folks who have shared the stories over time, and you tell them these things, they will not be surprised. They were like, well, of course. It's like, of course.
Listen, I'm telling you, that salt, my grandmother used to put it outside her door and we never knew what it was. She never even told us, but you better not bother it. And she also used to put those little hot peppers out there too. I don't know what the peppers did because at the time, you know, she was a person who did things like that, but she was also a Bible reading person and we had to go to church every Sunday type person. So she was kind of in that in between on both sides of it, but she did all of that kind of stuff. She always burned candles. She was an oil person, putting the anointing oil on and things like that. These are all things in nature. We're not teaching you anything new. We're just teaching you what our ancestors used to use because all they had was nature and the moon and the sun and the planets and things like that.
Yes, they did use the Trumi. You're right. They did payment. Salt was payment. Salt was a form of payment because, again, it was very rare, and but very necessary. We
Salt
need
of the earth.
salt to exactly, and we need salt to survive. Our body requires it. If we have an abundance of it, is a problem. But again, we must have some. If you were to cut salt out of your diet, you would not survive. You need some salt in your diet. So yeah, it's a
Y'all,
good.
that is so true because there was this lady, she was like dehydrated and she drank like several bottles of just regular water really, really fast. And she ended up dying. And they said that it's because she should have been drinking like Powerade or something like that because she needed the salt. She pretty much overly saturated her body with too much water and she didn't have enough salt. And she ended up dying. Her family was just like, I've never heard anything like that. And it was kind of weird for me when I read it, but they were saying sometimes you like maybe do a bottle of water and electrolyte
Mhm.
water. Like you need that balance. And she had overly absorbed too much water too fast. Like she drank
Mhm.
like 4 bottles of water really fast because she was so dehydrated. And what she needed was some of the salt too. So she kind of made her body toxic or whatever they're saying from the water and not having enough salt, and it threw her balance off, and she died.
Well, I have a dear friend. His mother was at the doctor's, and the doctor said you need to be careful with salt. And so she took that and she cut salt out of her and her husband's diet, and they did not have salt in the diet. She made sure she was every. I mean, and and it worked. I mean, she got rid of the salt. She started having memory issues, and then she had a stroke, and she had a lot, and the health issues. When they took her to the hospital, she was in a really bad way. They weren't sure that she was going to make it, and they're like, how does she not have salt in her system? And that was the thing, is she had effectively cut out the salt, not knowing
But
you
too
can't
much.
completely cut out the salt. And that's what happened. And so, she still has memory issues to this day. That it did not come back. The damage was done. And she's still having
Wow.
issues that are long, that will not change. She had a lot of things come back, but she has a lot of things that will not come back. And it was all due to the amount of salt that, I mean, she got rid of it. She didn't know any better. She thought, hey, yes, it makes sense. I'll just cut it out. If I don't need it, I'll cut it out. Well, yeah, but that wasn't the story. The story was you need it, but not in the copious amounts that you've been using. You need it in smaller amounts. But the doctor just
Yeah.
said, hey, cut it out. And so she said, I will. And she cut it out. And yeah,
Yeah.
she paid dearly. And so even to this day, she has issues, and it all goes back to the deficiency in salt. Crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, just all kinds of things. Like even just for me, like not like I'm a person that walks outside, and that vitamin D, you need that. Like it boosts my energy sometimes just going outside in nature and getting that vitamin D. And people will tell you, and mine had gotten so low, and she was like, you can't even walk outside enough. You can't eat enough. Things to get it. We need to get you back up to that level, and then you can proceed. But now I'm back out walking. I didn't even have any desire to go outside anymore, and so now I'm back out there walking. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. But that sunshine, sometimes I'll just be having a bad day or things will be kind of gridlocked at work. And I'll be like, you know what? Or I just worked really hard and I'll be like, you know what? Let me go outside for a walk. I'll go and have that little walk outside, get that fresh air, let that sunshine hit me. I come back in and I'm rejuvenated and I can finish the rest of my day. Do not ever discredit just how nature can just really help you and the things in nature. One of the people that I watched that does channeling, when they channel from their higher power or from whatever wherever they receive their information, they were saying every disease and illness that we have on earth, there is a cure for it. It doesn't have to be medical. There is something of the earth that will cure it. It's just in you finding that cure.
Yes.
And a lot of that information is just being withheld.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
And then, it's interesting, even as we talked earlier about the cancer and everything, in the rainforest, they found plants that are now used for treatment of cancer, that are just natural plants that the people in the rainforest had no idea of its power, and yet we use them. And thank goodness, again, it's Mother Nature. She has delivered us. Gaia has blessings, and often we overlook them because we think we are too grown and too superior in mind. It's like, hell, please wake the hell up.
And my body tells me sometimes what I want. Like, I hated mushrooms. I thought that, like, I didn't like the texture, I didn't like the taste, and then all of a sudden I just started craving mushrooms. And then all of a sudden I just started craving like things that I never ate before, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes. I didn't like tomatoes at all. And then I just started craving them. I couldn't get enough tomatoes. I just wanted the little cherry tomatoes all the time. Mushrooms, um, just things like my body tells me what I need, and you have to listen to your body. If your body is craving something, then that's what you need. For a long time, my body just wanted beef, 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 and I'm assuming that it was because of the blood and the iron situation that I was going through. But I just thought, dang, I really want a hamburger today, and so that's your body telling you what you need, and us not listening to it, and not And now they have mushroom tea, Don. I was craving mushrooms all this time, and now they have mushroom
Guess
tea.
who gave me
My
that
body was like, hey,
for my birthday? Umber. Umber gave me in a box of stuff, very cool stuff, and one of them was mushroom coffee or mushroom tea.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
mushroom. Oh, I have mushroom coffee. That's what I have.
Hmm.
Yeah, yep.
And you know what, Angie? I still haven't done the medicine ball thing. Tell everybody. I don't think people know very much about this. Explain the Starbucks and medicine ball.
Oh my gosh. So Starbucks has a medicine ball, and it's just all the citrus you need. So like sometimes say you're feeling like you're a little sniffly or you're having a cold, and it's just called a medicine ball. And if you go to Starbucks and tell them you need a medicine ball, it's like it's supposed to have all the citrus and all the things that you need in order to kind of give you the nutrients that like if you're low in whatever or what's causing you to have the sniffles or allergies or whatever, just go and get it. And it's really good. It's kind of like some mint tea, some kind of peach tea, and it has honey in it and lemon in it, and it's really good. And it's called a medicine ball. And you go and get it, and like sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I'm kind of stuffy, or I'm kind of have a scratchy, itchy throat. Go and get that medicine ball or drink it, and you'll feel really good again. It gives you everything you need. I don't know what's in it aside from just what I just told you, but it's really, really good, and I get them all the time. I love a medicine ball from Starbucks, and I do a copycat at home too, Miss Linda. But I'll go to listen. I always tell people you can give me a Starbucks gift card anytime you want, because I will go to Starbucks and get a medicine ball,
Some
and that's what it's called. I think it's on the menu is like honey mint tea or something like that. But if you say medicine ball, they know what you mean.
Yeah, somebody, I was in a few days ago and I ordered my drink. I wasn't sure what I wanted and I really didn't want this and that, but so I just said, I'll take this. And then as I started to pay, I heard this, somebody, the name, and they said medicine ball. And I'm like, yes, I remember. And I'm like, but it was too late. I couldn't change it. I felt guilty.
Yep, I love a medicine ball. Especially in the winter, that's my thing. And that's how I discovered it. One day, somebody just put an ad. It was an ad on Facebook, and she was just holding her cup, and they were like, something, something medicine ball. And I was like, oh. And it used to be this other one that was called something else, citrus defender or something like that. I used to get that. They don't make that one anymore, but they still make the medicine ball. And I think the difference between the two is that the medicine ball had the mint in it, where the citrus defender doesn't have the mint in it, and that's the only difference. And so I'll go and get me a medicine ball anytime. Like literally, if you're having a scratchy throat before it gets really bad, go and get you a medicine ball, and you'll be fine.
It says here,
And the honey's good. Like when my niece had bad allergies, my sister was about to have to get her these injections for allergies. Her doctor said get some natural raw honey from your area, like the Southwest, made by Southwest Bees, and see if that'll work. And we gave her that honey, and she never had to get the allergy shots. It helped. And so at that time, we were giving the kids a teaspoon of honey. I put it in. That's all I buy now is Southwest raw unfiltered honey. and I put it in my tea, and it keeps all my allergies and everything down. Like I never have to have any issues with allergy, or rarely, and it's really good. That honey is really good. It has to be raw, unfiltered from your region. So I get the Southwest, so wherever you are, it's the honey that the bees in your area made, so it'll deal with the allergies from your region.
It says here that the medicine ball is made with lemonade, citrus mint, peach cheese, and honey.
Yep. Yep, all of it, and it's so good. It's really, really good. Like like that honey and that lemon and that peach all melt together. Like tell them put a couple ice cubes in there because it'd be sizzling when you first get it because it'd be hot, hot, hot. But just let it
Yeah.
and all that you just feel it going down your throat and it just warms you up. And literally, I've had a scratchy throat, and by the time I'm done with it, it's gone.
Yep. And the lack of salt, the medical term for it is hyponatremia, hyponatremia, and it causes shock, coma, and death, eventual death. So again, something to keep in mind. It's amazing how yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, fresh lemon too, Miss Linda. Listen, I keep lemon and honey going all my tea, all of it, lemon and honey, all the time. Yeah. The other day I had to use I had to use use some sugar. It didn't even taste the same. That honey is a different taste than that sugar, and I like the honey taste now. I prefer it, and
Not only
natural
that, but
raw
the
sugar.
honey has so many probiotics in it, and
Hmm.
it's so
Yep,
healthy for you.
yep,
Yep.
yep. So I love it, and I thought I saw something about it being good for inflammation too. So I'm not sure, but honey has a lot of natural remedies that you can, and again, straight from the earth, honeybees.
Absolutely, absolutely, and around we're here, as you know, Angie. Our house backs up to the McDowell Mountain Reserves, and so it's like 55,000 acres behind us. And our swimming pool is a beacon for the bees, and they come and they drink from our pool. And so they'll be along the disappearing edge, the invisible edge. They'll be over by the spa, and they go there for the salt. I think the salt and the water as well. And so we have some amazing honey here in Arizona from these very bees. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and listen, that raw unfiltered honey is expensive, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Yep. So there you go, folks. There are many things you can do to change the environment you're in. You do not have to settle for what you're getting. If you are in a negative environment, do the things psychologically to help yourself, but also do these treatments that will help you change the energies. If you change the energies in your environment, you will change a number of other things as a consequence of the change. So again, do one thing. It's like a domino effect. I'm telling you, it's a domino effect. And not only that, but you know what? If you think about it, the old wives' tale about spring. Remember, everybody used to do spring cleaning. That came from that same concept of getting out the winter and the dust and everything else, and bringing in this new energy. So again, folks, give yourself, put these things to use. They're there for a reason. So there you go.
Oh, Rachel McCanton said your mom had the mommy makeover. Is that right? I think that's what it was. Her mom was having a mommy makeover because she asked us about her and was it going to go well. And I think we told her it was going to do good. I think that's who it is. Rachel, is that what it is? Your mom had the mommy makeover? Oh yeah, I remember us talking about that a while ago. She's saying like, should I have it? And we were like, yeah, everything will work out fine for you, and it did. Oh wow,
Nice, nice.
there you go, Alexa. And I'm pulling on her energy right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and read her, and then if we're done after that, we can be done. But Alexa
Yeah.
and um, is there something about a relationship, Alexa, that I keep getting because I keep saying I keep hearing is he the right one? So I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but I keep hearing is he the right one? I got your time will come. You'll get the celebration you want. If you're in a relationship with somebody, I don't feel like he's the right one. Because the first thing I heard was, is he the right one? And so if you have ties with somebody or you're just starting up with somebody, he's not the right one. Your celebration is coming, but it'll be later in 2024. And you're at a point, okay. I just don't get I don't get that this is the exact one. I get that you're kind of at a stalemate in this decision and you don't know how to move forward with this situation. Like you haven't made a decision as to what you want to do. And so I keep hearing, is he the right one? That's what I'm getting about the relationship. So there's a little conflict there, or there's something that is slowing you two down. And I got the Ten of Swords. So I don't know. Let me see what else I get for you. I just asked what additional information do you have for Alexa, and they said you'll know when to go. You'll know when to go, and it'll lead to your Ten of Cups. Like it'll lead to that emotional fulfillment. I just really don't feel like this is your emotional fulfillment, and I don't know how. Like I get an 8. Is this like 8 years, 8 months, 8 weeks that you've been with this person? And I just feel like 8 is a completion. Like it's not your Ten of Cups. Is what I'm getting for this situation, and that's 2 10s that you got. That's 2 completions. And then I got this, like, this is seeing behind the veil. This is you knowing the true answer, you knowing which way to go, and you not doing it. Like you being able to see behind the veil. You can see between the two worlds. You're receiving inspiration, you're receiving information, and you know what you need to do. You're just not doing it. So if you want this, then you'll have to decide where you want to go with this, because this is all source. This is that logical, this is that thing. And there's something like there's some conflict between or in this relationship, and you're like blinding yourself to it and not wanting to make a decision. I don't know that you're not like, I don't feel like you're like totally unhappy, but I feel like you're not getting the joy out of it that you want. Like you're not getting here, and you know what you have to do in order to get here, but you're not there yet. So if you want this celebration, you'll have to make a decision here. So that's what I got.
Let me see. The one card that is strong with you right now is rest. You need some rest. You just need a break. You need to rest. You need to chill. Have you been on vacation in a while? Have you been out and away from where you usually are? Hey, Brenda, welcome in. Have you been out in a while? Because I feel like you need to get out and away. You need to take a break. You need to rest. You need a vacation. You need a weekend or something off. So I don't know if it's again, I don't know if you haven't been on a vacation in a while or something, not in years. Well, it's time, because you need to rest, and you need a recuperative experience, something that will take your mind off of everything and just kind of let you chill. Definitely find what that is, where that is. It seems like somewhere in the West, because I'm getting the horse and desert and those kind of things. So I don't know if you're in the West, but I get the feeling like you need to be in the West. And it's not a long trip. It's not a long, expensive thing. It's not about money so much. It's more just about time. Okay. And it'll give you a rejuvenation, because again, you need to fill your cup back up. Your cup is very empty right now. So again, you need just a re-energizing, and a renovation of your internal kind of energies. They just need to be realigned. Again, I don't think you're in alignment, okay? And you can't. You've got to make it happen. If you're going to do it, you've got to make it happen, okay? But there's the trip right there. See, you're looking at it. You know you want this. This is look at you. You're watching as the ship's going away. So you're like, I want to be on that ship. I need to be there. So again, give yourself a little vacation. Find yourself a chance vacation. And this is 3. I got 2 3s, a 3 and a 3. So I'm looking at March. Make sure that you try to get something, a trip by March, and maybe there will be a trip that comes up that you're you're invited to or something, but March. But I'm looking at definitely by March. Make sure that you've given yourself that break. Make sure you're doing something, and also do me a favor, look up the number, angel number 33, because that's also an important kind of convergence of those numbers. Okay.
And I also got that 4 that she's holding on to something too tight. You got the 3 and I got the 4 physical. She's holding on to something too tight.
Mm-hmm. And that 4 of swords, so it's also another 4, 4 and 4.
Oh, that's a lot of swords.
Yep, there you go. Absolutely.
At least this one is a completion. It looks painful, but it's a completion.
Mm-hmm. Super. So hopefully that helped you, Alexa Ann. Maybe they gave you some direction there. I see I haven't changed that thing. Sorry.
Are you trying to move, Alexa Ann? Are you trying to move somewhere? Because you said travel and I got moving. Like maybe she's trying to move or leave like her area or expand out to another area. But I got moving. I got the travel that you got, but a more permanent travel or a more permanent move. Is that something that you're thinking about doing? You're going to soon. Yeah, I get that. The moon will be good for you. I mean, the move will be good for you. It'll be a fresh start mentally. Like you have a lot that swords energy is all logic. That's all your mind. That's all your thoughts kind of swirling around in your head, and you're not sure exactly what to do and how to do it because you're overwhelmed with your thoughts, and you just kind of need to center yourself and focus on what is your joy, what will make you happy, and how you should move forward, and what has run its course and what needs to go on. What do you want to carry into 2024? And what do you want to leave behind? How do you want to start your 2024 on a high note, on a mediocre note, or on a low note? How do you want to move forward? And just decide what you want to do and how you want to do it. Or you can stay in this spot of indecision and chaos and keep that conflict in your head, but you're kind of going to keep getting these swords over and over and over. And this one just keeps coming up. Like this is you covering your eyes so you don't see. And the word that's usually on here is stalemate, indecision, indecisiveness. You're not moving forward and you're fighting the thoughts like you know what to do. And look at all that water in the background. It's emotional. And look at all that rocky terrain back there. And this is nighttime. This is you. This is a new moon. Look at this new moon that is coming in. So this is you not taking heed to the information that you already know that goes along with this. You deciding not to look at the information you know. You know what the decision is. You have the information behind the veil, but you're refusing to look at it, and it's just causing you to have be in this 10 of swords, like you're unhappy, but you're
Mm-hmm.
holding on to something too tight that you need to let go of. And if you want to get here, you're going to have to make a decision here. And then your next card is that chariot, and that's that moving. So I feel like you are ready to move, and it'll give you a fresh mental state on how to
Yeah,
move.
and that water in tarot is fluctuation, it's change, it's movement, and so that fits. And you had the 2, and then I had the 3 of wands, was it? And the 3 of wands, of course, was water, the boat on the water. So we again,
Yeah,
both of us saw that water.
yeah.
So it was that again, that movement, that trip. So
And all these rocks in the water makes it hard to navigate. You're trying to go around
yep.
all them. That is one thing I heard somebody say. They said, "Look at all that rocky terrain, and there are all those rocks in the water. This water is turbulent. It's not moving smoothly. This is
Mhm.
emotional, turmoil, and things that you have to deal with."
But the good part about that, I love that card when you mentioned about the rocks as well, because she's blinded, she's blindfolded, and so it's like don't get caught, don't get focused, don't allow your focus to be focused on the hurdles. Focus on the destination. If you notice, the far distance is the destination. An island over there or
But you
something.
have to navigate through this, and if you just
Exactly.
trust your higher power, you can navigate through those without even hitting any of those rocks.
Exactly, but definitely that 3 says get doing it, get going. So go and get yourself in that new mindset, that new energy, and do at least a vacation. And don't be surprised if the vacation gives you a reason to say, oh, maybe I can move here. That is real possibility. Yep.
How did I end up on the West Coast? We went to visit Vegas, and I loved the weather. I loved everything about it. And lo and behold, eventually, when it was time to leave Michigan, I started applying, and I only applied on the West Coast, Arizona, Texas, and Nevada. And I got several job offers from Arizona, and that's how I ended up here. But I literally came to visit out here, and that's how I decided to be here. And bim bam boom,
Exactly.
here's me and Don.
Exactly. Hey, Rachel, one more thing. Rachel and I have been chatting back and forth about about Florida, and I do feel she's aligned to be there. And then she says her husband's working on with a golf course as an intendant, superintendent. And I thought, well, how perfect, because there's tons of golf courses in Florida. But Rachel, the one thing, the most important thing that I can tell you is manifest it. Start seeing yourself there. Start telling yourself you are in Florida. Start manifesting it. As Angie said, we haven't talked about them all night, but this is a perfect opportunity. If you want to be there, then use your affirmations. Start talking affirmations every day about how you're living in Florida. Again, not how you're going to live in Florida. Remember, tomorrow never comes. How you are living in Florida, how you are happy in Florida, how your life in Florida is wonderful. Put that out right now to the universe. Start putting it out there. And don't be surprised if things start speeding up to get you to where you need to be, because you're calling
looking
in.
for jobs. Start looking for houses. Imagine yourself moving there, driving there, packing your stuff up. Literally, I used to decorate my apartment before I even got into it. I used to decorate it mentally. I would see myself packing, and then I just kept having dreams about packing a moving truck. And I was like, I get it. It's coming. It's taking a while, but it's coming. And I know it. And eventually it happened, and I made it here.
Yep. And maybe even create a Florida journal and start journaling about being in Florida and what you would want in Florida and how life is going to be in Florida. Again, bring it into existence, bring it into the ether, bring it into reality, bring it into your existence by living it, by speaking it, by talking about it. Bring it in by manifesting it via affirmations. Again, speak your affirmations every morning. Talk about your life in Florida, and make sure that you do that. And don't be surprised if all of a sudden, as you put that energy around Florida, you start seeing Florida pop up. You start seeing opportunities pop up. You start seeing reasons. This is how it works. Because you plant the seed, the universe delivers it. Okay. But if you say, oh, one day we're going to get there. One day never comes.
She said, I did that and ended up in Florida. I'm originally from Maryland. You just have to see yourself doing it. Listen, every time I get into my car, I see my car as the exact vehicle that I want. That's what I'm getting into, the vehicle that I want. I'm appreciative of the vehicle that I have, but I always see me getting into that vehicle that I want. And eventually
Absolutely
getting into that vehicle that I want.
Yep. Let's see. Well, I guess that's about it. That's I think we're about done.
3 hours, Don. It wasn't even heavy, though. It wasn't heavy. I like the energy that was in here tonight. It was a little bit. It wasn't a lot of desperation. It was a little bit. It was pretty positive, and a lot of people encouraging each other in the chat. I feel like a lot of people got a lot of motivation. I feel like a lot of people are stuck and stagnant in this winter energy, and this is just to propel them forward. Like, look, you need to take the steps. You need to move forward. The universe is waiting to help you out, but when are you going to start taking the steps? So I feel like that was the motivation that we gave a lot of people.
Yep. And Royden, I do have one question for you. I saw your name earlier, and it kind of tricked them. It popped in my head, and that is Royden James Swan. The one thing that I got from you is I feel like you're having a crisis of confidence, a confidence crisis, and it come with weight gain. I think, I don't know what it was, but I'm getting the feeling like you put on a bunch of weight at one point, and I don't know what caused it. And I get and I could be wrong, but I'm seeing this weight issue. I'm seeing a problem with that, and it tied into confidence, and it into self-image and those kind of things. And I think for you, the one thing that when you ask if you have any questions, and again you came because apparently you have a question, I think that you need to do one of two things, maybe even do both. And as first of all, learn to love yourself as you are, and in loving yourself as you are, you may wind up finding that impetus and finally the weight itself falling off, if that's what you want. But if you are somebody who again again, you have to accept yourself and be happy with yourself. Once you are, then if there's a correction necessary, it will take place. If correction is not necessary, then you'll be happy at the weight that you are. Because I do feel that the reason why you came here partly was wrapped up in weight, and partly wrapped up in an issue around how you feel about yourself, and how others kind of how you reflect how others feel, because it's in your head. And so sometimes if you're slighted, you're thinking maybe it's because I'm heavy or whatever. And sometimes it's not, but that's the first go-to.
Oh my gosh, Don, do you know what movie just pitched? You ever seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith and the guy from gosh, what is the show? Um Leah Remini was on it.
Oh, uh,
They were
the
married.
trash guy, the trash guy. He
No,
was a
the guy who worked for the delivery service. Gosh, what is
oh, he
it?
was a delivery driver. Okay, UPS or whatever. I thought he was a trash man, but yeah, you're King of Queens, King of Queens.
King of him. So that guy and Will Smith did the movie Hitch, and that was his thing. He had low confidence, and he was really in love with this really with this socialite lady, this really famous lady, and he worked for her as a like an accountant or something. And he hired Hitch to help him like meet her and to get his self esteem up. And so that's the kind of movie that came up for me, is that you just lack a little bit of confidence
Mhm.
in your ability. But I get that you're really smart and you're really kind and kind of generous person. You just lack the confidence in yourself to see you in a way that would make other people see you in that way. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophet. You kind of see yourself that way, so other people see that way, because that's the energy you project. You don't project a positive energy, and so people don't see you that way.
It's interesting too because I get from him this amazing kind of artistic energy, a very visionary energy, a very I see you doing I see you working with AI. I see you working with images and imagery. I don't know if you're in media somehow or if you're in marketing or advertising. I just see you working with vibrant images, and I see you a breakthrough there. And I think you're stellar at that. I think you have an eye for that. Again, I think confidence, again, a confidence and a self-loathing, a little bit of self-loathing going on, because again, you put the weight on, and it happened so fast. It's like boom, it was there, and I wouldn't get tied down into that. I wouldn't. What I would do is focus on. I would set a focus and focus on something moving forward. If you do, it takes a moringa. By the way, go back to moringa. It takes a moringa, and don't be surprised if it speeds you up and gets you moving, doing things, which helps you to burn some extra weight. But don't be beaten down by that. Don't let that define you. Okay, that's the thing, is don't be defined by your body image. Most importantly, be the person that you are. You have so many gifts to offer somebody, so go with those gifts. And again, your talent is amazing. I get this visual. Hitch, Linda says. I guess that's the name of the movie, Hitch.
Yeah, Hitch. That's what it was
Yeah.
called. Yes, Hitch.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting for you. So again, you have so much to offer. Don't feel limited by any one specific trait in which that you might get hooked on, because other people, it may not be an issue for them. So there
And
you go.
Don, the cards say the exact same thing. I got that 4, which is fear and anxiety. Like we always see it as rest, but also
Hmm.
this is fear and anxiety that is in that 4 of swords. And then I got this. This is keeping you up. But then the lovers came up, so there must be somebody that you really, really want, and you're scared to approach them, and you're not sure because of whatever this issue is that you're having. And that's why Hitch came up for me. So that fear and anxiety, this is keeping you up at night, and it has to do with love. I do feel like it's a love situation for you. And then I asked, what's the outcome or how you can move forward? And I got just moving forward. That's that victory. You'll have victory if you just move forward on it. You need to kind of hang around people who kind of build you up and support you and make you feel better.
Exactly.
Like if you stay around people, like if I stay around people, the one thing we tell people when they're wanting to get into metaphysical is to find your tribe. Find people who are like-minded, who'll support you and who'll help you. Because otherwise, you just have a lot of people who's like, "Oh, I'm not into that. Oh, she's talking about them cards again," or "Oh, she's talking about that whatever," and you kind of doubt yourself. But when you find people like Don and Julie and Susie and Bonnie and all the people that are in our group who support you and help you to build yourself up, you kind of get that confidence. And that's what you need, a crew of people who have that confidence or who help you to have that confidence, and you'll get that victory in order to pursue this love that you want. And so they
Exactly.
keep showing me that. If you've never seen the movie Hitch, then go ahead and watch it and you'll see what I'm saying. But he was such a great guy, and he actually got the girl in the end. And this is your celebration card, because I said, what's your outcome? And I got the celebration. It's just you moving forward. in confidence. This is that chariot. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is that king, this is that
Yep.
knight, and he has
Yep.
command of this chariot. He has that victory. You have to take command of it and move forward with it. This is action. This is victory. This is you winning, and this is your celebration. But it's you finding that people who give you the support that you want and who won't put you down and who won't kind of destroy your confidence. That's what you
Exactly.
need. Somebody who puts you in, who brings you to that
Yep.
level, or who supports you. And there's always somebody out there who'll do it. It's just you finding them people and disconnecting. And if you don't know how to find them, then ask your higher power. How do I get from where I am now to I find the people? Or can you send the people that I need to support me and help me to move forward and build me up? So if you ask your higher power for it, you'll receive it. It's just in you asking your higher power for the right things. How do I get from this lack of confidence to building up my confidence, or to having the confidence I need to pursue the things that I want? And could be anything: career, finances, love, just whatever it is, a goal or anything. So just asking your higher power, how do I get from where I am now in lack of to where I am, where I have an abundance of, or where it's growing, or I'm learning how to build my own self up.
Yep. You got to move it, move it. You got to move it, move it.
Exactly.
You
Listen,
got to move
I
it,
post
move it.
pictures of me all the time, and I just be like, "Oh, I love her." Like I tell myself all the time, "I love her," because not you're not gonna always hear from somebody else, and so sometimes I'll just post a picture and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I just love her. She just has so much gleam in her eye. She has so much joy in her," and I have to remind myself and give myself that encouragement, because you're not gonna always find it from somebody else. You could have a day where the world just beats you down, and you still have to have that joy in you of who you are and know what your abilities are. And if you're always looking for somebody else to give it to you, when you don't receive it from them, then you're always going to have a bad day. So learn how to give it to yourself, but also with people who also help to build you up too.
And when you do, you'll be surprised how, again, it just starts slowly melting off, and because it's an alignment of this with this, and when this is thinking one thing, it makes this go here. And you're talking to somebody who's had a weight problem, does have a weight problem, and I just dropped 30 pounds, and like right now I'm wearing a very big shirt, a sweater, but it's amazing. I was moving with my son today. We were moving stuff from a storage unit, and we're carrying we're carrying this column, and I was like, stop, 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 because my drawers went down below my butt and were falling off of me. Yes, and I'm like, I had to laugh, and I told my son, and he's like, what? Is it too heavy? I said, no, it's my pants are falling off because I'm wearing pants
John,
that.
it's time to go shopping. It's time to go shopping. As soon as my stuff is too big, it's time to go to the Goodwill. And now I need new stuff. So you need new
The white
stuff,
dove,
John.
the white dove for me. I love the white dove. But yeah, I'm telling you, and because again, I dropped 30 pounds on by my birthday, which I wanted to lose weight. Angie knew. I told myself I'm going to lose the weight. I got down
And
30
John looks
pounds on
so
my
good in
birthday.
his tuxedo. I mean, his suit. Oh my gosh, you should have saw me look so
I
good.
did.
He did. I'm not even lying. He looks good.
Yeah, no, it was good, and I put a little bit back on only because again it's fluctuating, but I'm still working. But because the
It's
holidays
a
is hard.
holiday.
It's
Those
hard.
don't even
It's hard.
count. Those don't even count.
But anyway, know that you're not alone, and that the struggle that you have is one that resonates with me very, very much. But know that it starts here, and turn that around. And also know that there's so much about you that is not tied up in the body, the human body. I mean, the mind. I can see I can feel the mind. And I just all this imagery, all of this, this artwork, and this thinking, and you have such a forward thinking mind. I see this visionary artwork for the future. So again, there's so much there, and the rest will turn eventually. It's something the trigger will happen, and soon enough you'll see it. But don't expect it till the end of the year. It's going to happen in the first part of next year. But again, be open to that trigger, and when the trigger happens, you'll see it'll flow from you. It'll flow
And
from
I
you.
used to put pictures up of me in the weight that I wanted to be, or when I thought I looked my best. Surround yourself with pictures of when you thought you looked your best, or the way that you want to be. Like one of the people who I thought had a great body size was Niecy Nash. I thought that she was a very voluptuous person, but she knew how to shape her body and dress herself in a way that it accentuated all her curves, and it didn't make it look. And so she was a person that I admired with her body shape and things like that. And so just find somebody who you who you admire, or do little things. It doesn't take a lot to change your way. Like a lot of times guys will be like, oh, I cut out soda, and they'll drop 20 pounds just from cutting out soda, or
Hmm.
just sugary drinks. So think about the things that you consume, and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, it's so many calories and this and that. And just changing those little things can help immediately. Guys drop weight so fast. I used to hate dieting with my son's father, because literally he would stop drinking pop for a month and be down 30 pounds, and I'd be walking and barely eating anything, no sugar, no candy, no blah blah blah, no blah blah blah, and I'm just barely losing 5 or 10 pounds, and he's cutting out one thing, and just boom, he's done.
You know, we went yesterday to C's Candy. Ava needed, my mother-in-law wanted to get a box of candy for a gift. And I'm like, oh, cut me with a knife already. Because C's Candy, folks, if you have never had C's Candy, it's a version from California, but we have it in Arizona. And you go to the store to get it. You go to a C's, and it's a small thing, and all the candies are there, and you wear. And I'm telling you what, their peanut brittle and their toffee are bar none the best. And when you take that brittle and you put it in your mouth, and it does not stick, it's not sticky and tacky, it is butter. It is butter, smooth as a butter. And when you bite into it, you're in heaven, but you know that you just got your next addiction, because you will eat this again and again. And you know what? I walked out of there without buying a box. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I told myself, not today. Get behind me, Satan. Not today. Not today. Get behind me, Satan. I was not going to do it. I wanted to. Oh, I wanted to. And then when they said, okay, what do you want for your little, you get one treat, you get one piece of candy before you leave, they give it to you just as a thank you. And I'm like, I'll take the peanut chew, because that got me close. But so I had a little peanut chew to try, but that was my temptation. But I left without buying brittle. Yay.
Exactly. And listen, those are small victories that you have to take. Do not
Absolutely.
despise small victories, just being able to say no to a piece of candy.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that said, Angie, I think we're done. We kind
We had
of
a
went
good
a little
night.
beyond,
I
but I think that
love
was
it.
good.
I
I'm
feel
glad we
like
had
we
the
gave
void.
great inspiration, we gave great advice, we gave great ideas, and we gave people a lot of forward movement.
And something to watch, the movie Hitch.
Listen, I love it. Is such a lighthearted and feel good movie. Like it's really good. And the whole movie is about Will Smith being a fixer for people, helping people who have different issues with, and they want to pursue this girl, and him organizing and helping them to get the confidence to date that person.
Nice. Nice.
I love it.
Absolutely.
It's such a good movie.
Well, I will be back on in the morning, folks. I will be back on at 7, around 7-ish Mountain Standard Time. That's 6 East Coast time, 6 a.m., by the way, not p.m., a.m., 6 in the morning. And then, Angie, are you going to be back on Sunday? What's happening there?
Yeah, I'll be back soon. I don't have anything planned this Sunday. So yeah. I don't think
Super.
we have a gift exchange, but I think it's on Saturday.
So it's Angie, and do you think Sherry's going to be with you on that one?
I'm not sure. I'll check with her. And I still have to yeah, I'll see if she's okay to come back on Sunday. If not, then it'll just be me.
And Miss Alicia, I saw her pop up. Maybe Miss Alicia,
Exactly.
maybe
I've
getting her
been
butt back
supporting
on
you,
here.
boy. But that new job is kicking her butt too.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. But you know what? It's amazing how that worked out. That's another one of those things. It's like just like great. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So
Miss
yeah,
Linda,
Linda, it's good. Be back. It'd be fun to have Shauna back up too, because she hasn't been on in a while as well. It's like the few of us, we all kind of missed a little
we've
bit.
been
So
traveling and have a good time. Listen, 2023 was a year of traveling. We've been everywhere. We've been all over the place and just posted pictures everywhere. Miss
absolutely.
Linda, we know you've been on your world tour. You've been on
I
from
know. I'm
coast
gonna
to
say
coast.
traveling. Miss Linda's never home.
Coast to coast. She's in this corner, that corner, that corner. Miss Linda is going and cooking. Everywhere she goes, she's cooking.
Yeah.
Now I want
Yep.
red beans and rice all of a sudden. Damn it.
Oh my God! Now you make me hungry. Why'd you say that, Angie? Why'd you say that?
I
Because
want
now
red
I'm
beans
thinking
and
about it.
rice.
It's in my head. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. So there you go. Well, it's nice to see everybody back again, Miss Linda. So nice to see you in. It was good to see. I think JoJo was in earlier too, by the
She
way.
was, yeah.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good. For those of you who don't know, Miss Linda has been watching us since before Christ was a corporal. I mean, it's been forever. and her daughters as well. And so it's kind of good to see those folks pop in, and they're such good people.
Rachel said her son is turning 3 on Friday. Happy birthday to your son. And I knew Rachel, like when she was talking, I kept saying, isn't she the person in Walla Walla, Washington or something like that?
Yes.
And I felt like we've been telling her to move to Florida for the longest and giving her the go ahead. And she was starting to move, and then she ended up stopping in Washington and not moving forward or something like
Yeah.
that. But we've been encouraging her to move for the longest. It's there. It's just in her, finding that right road to get there. So Washington Florida is there for her. I remember that. Yeah.
And Rachel, for you, for your son, and for anybody else who has a birthday last week, this week, or next, here you go.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Every time I see that, I love a different part of it. It's just so cute.
Yeah, I have not changed that since I made it, and
It's so cute. I love it. The
that
old
one to me has
lady,
been consistent.
and then the guy dancing, I forgot his name from the talk show.
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, him dancing.
Yeah.
Just every time I see it, it's something different that makes me just.
Yep, and now he's back on the talk show because remember he left and now he came back. So yeah, and then once more the Christmas holiday wish. Here we go.
That is so cute. Miss Linda said today was JoJo's daughter's birthday. She turned 25.
Oh, happy birthday to her as well. Can you believe JoJo has a daughter 25?
That's what I was just saying, Dad.
It's like, what? JoJo looks 25. Jesus, criminy. Her and Cynthia both, they look so young, I don't know if it's probably the Puerto Rican genes in them. Oh, Miss Linda got the Italian stuff working. So yeah, I don't know. Something's working because your daughters look young. And so do you, Miss Linda, by the way. Lord have mercy.
Louise or Louis. Is it Louise or Louis? Helen.
Oh,
Stephanie?
I see.
Don't do it.
We were this close. Really? Really?
Exactly. And a son that's 30. Wow.
Hey, Lois, yo mama.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Listen, I had the urge to tell somebody that today. Yo mama. Oh my gosh, Don.
Oh, sometimes that's just I don't know. Of all the things, sometimes that's the right thing to say. I don't know. I'm such a child. I understand.
Oh my God. Like, how dare you? Please come on somebody else's page with that foolishness.
Exactly. When their resume matches ours.
Right, Don, if somebody's coming in and trying to get on.
Exactly. Walk in our shadow, baby. That's fine because all you're going to see is shadow. You'll never get to the light. Not with that stuff, Never get to the light.
Well, I'll be watching you in the morning, Don. They think they're going to have me in meetings, but I'm going to be watching you.
How dare they?
We're supposed to be having a virtual Christmas party. That sucks. American Express, we can have a big party. You got big money. We want a big party.
Show me the money.
I really want to go to like a Christmas party where you get dressed up and put on a fancy dress. Like my friend used to work for some company, and they used to she used to be like, oh my gosh, I gotta go find a dress for this Christmas party. I used to be like, I wish somebody would tell me to get dressed up and come to a Christmas party. I love doing stuff like that, and she's just so unhappy about it. She doesn't want to do it, but I love doing stuff like that.
And this is one of the years. This year I have not. And we have offers to go to different parties. And I'm like you. This year we have not had an offer for any of that, which is kind of unusual because usually, again, somebody's throwing a party. It's one of our friends who have a business and they throw a business party thing, or somebody's doing something, or one of the banks is doing somebody's doing something. And yet I have not heard of a single one this year.
But you know what? That reminds me. I saw on the news, they said that they were changing up the Christmas party thing, and they were having it places like Dave and Buster's and archery places like that to stop people from getting so drunk at the Christmas parties. And so they were changing it to where you would have to do more mind events where you would have to, like use your mind or use your physical skills without trying to without drinking so much because people were getting blasted at the Christmas party. What else are we to do? We worked so hard all year. Don't we deserve that?
Exactly. There's a time for everything, and Lord knows there is a time when you need to let your hair down and just party. Don't. I mean, it's like, come on, don't police me on this too. Give me a damn break. It's
Exactly.
Christmas. It's the holidays.
Listen, I've been dealing with bill and accounting all year. Let me have some drinks in here. And if I have to tell Bill off, then he deserves it anyway. Yo,
Absolutely.
Papa Bill.
Exactly. Well, folks, we will see you all later. Again, don't forget Angie on Sunday around what time, Angie?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then I'm back on at 7-ish tomorrow with Shauna. And then Julie is back on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, depending on who you're with. And Bonnie finally makes her return next Wednesday with Julie. So there you go. We got them all lined up. Have a great one. Blessings. And if we don't see you before the holiday or have a communication with you before the holiday, have an amazing holiday from Angie and I to everyone out there. We hope the best, and make sure that don't let anybody steal your thunder. Let no one steal your joy. Let no one get under your skin, and make sure that you, again, just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the time, enjoy the experience, because in the end, when it's all said and done, they're gone, they're out of the mind, and you're the one that didn't have a great time. So again, don't let somebody get under your skin. Just roll with it and be happy and be blessed. Be blessed. And every morning, say 3 things you're grateful for as soon as you wake up, because again, you start your morning with gratitude, and the rest of the day will be a more positive day. I promise. Bill and counting. Exactly. Bless his heart.
Rachel says she made ornament drinks. You should post that. She said I made snow globe drinks with edible glitter. And she said they're ornament drinks. You should post that. People would probably buy that as gifts to other people.
Oh, Rachel, did you do the one where you melt you put some ice in the glass, and then you put what is it, rosemary in there, and with some cranberries, and put it in the freezer, and it freezes, and then you put the sparkling wine on top of it.
Oh, I've seen
Have you seen it?
Yes.
That is a great drink. That is an amazing drink.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, it looks like a snow globe. It really does. It's very cool. And I thought for sure the glass would break in the freezer, but it doesn't. If you put, you don't leave it in there forever. But
she said she's the one who shared that.
Okay, yes, then that's the one. Yeah. I love that. I saw that.
Listen, Rachel, people will buy stuff like that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We're always looking for unique gifts to give to people, and homemade stuff like that, or just if you're gonna have a party, like, hey, she can make these, and I can have them at my party.
Yeah, those were, when I saw that, I thought, how creative. Somebody really put
This is the perfect season to be making money. People are buying desserts and drinks, and people are giving. They're just basically throwing money out there.
Yeah, I've been talking to my sister-in-law and she has an amazing eye for doing charcuterie boards. Every time we get together, she puts a charcuterie board together. And I told her, open a business. She wants to finally get herself ready for when time comes for retirement. I said, open a charcuterie board business. I'm telling you, people are spending money on those things. And if you get
my friend made one, and she was charging $100 to make it. She makes a big, gigantic one like this. So much stuff she puts on there, and she charges you $100 to make it.
Yeah, there's a place here in Scottsdale that charges $200 to $300 for a regular size.
They're so unique. Don, I saw somebody make a candy cane out of mozzarella and it's either mozzarella and tomatoes or mozzarella and pepperoni, but they made a candy cane out of it.
Is that the one that was with like biscuits or
I don't know, something like that? Yeah. They had another dish on it. They had all these different dishes that they had made, and that was the one I saw that was a candy cane. And I was like, people are so freaking creative.
Yes. I'm amazed. Oh, Linda says JoJo does the boards as well.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I'm telling you, they can be work of art. It's amazing when I've seen and again, people would rather just order in. And we've gotten gifts. We've had 3 different people give us a gift of a charcuterie board. You get knocked on the door and you open it and they're like, and the board is just amazing.
And they're good little snack things. First of all, it's usually pretty healthy because it's usually meats and cheeses and like olives and things nuts like that. And nuts and stuff. So they're really good. My friend, sometimes she'll put she'll put fruit on. She does one that's like a lot of fruit too, and it'll have like maybe sometimes chocolate covered pretzels and stuff like that. But there's so many different kinds you can make. And some people, I've even had people have charcuterie board parties where you just bring different kind of charcuterie boards in there and different kind of foods. Like you can just one that's all snacks like chips and things like that, and one that's like just people are so freaking creative.
I love that. I love that. I want to do a party about a book. I need to, I want to plan a party about a book, and I want to create a cocktail menu from that book, and then everybody else can bring themselves dressed, and we talk about the book, and I serve cocktails that are
Ooh,
in the
book
book.
club where
So,
we
so like,
eat. You
you
know we
know,
love to eat, Don.
wouldn't that be fun? I mean, think about it, and of course the food will go along with it. But like a book that has like a Bond book that has him drinking cocktails here and doing this here, dry martini, shaken, not stirred, that kind of stuff. I mean, and if you think about it, throughout these books, there's often drinking going on, and so how fun would that be to have the conversation
Don,
about the
when
book?
Renaissance first came out, people were throwing parties, and you could be any of the characters from the songs on the Beyonce CD, and then
Yeah,
you brought a food to match or a drink to match, and you dress like whatever it was. So people were doing that. People will do it off of anything, a song, like an album, a
yep.
book, anything. So you can do
Well,
that.
did you see the way people dressed for her concert? I
Oh
mean,
my
they
gosh, yes,
came
I did.
to,
You saw
oops,
me
they
in my
came
little,
to the
I had on
nines.
my little black number with my little sparkles on there. I was all set for it. I was walking out of my door and walking to my car to get ready to go. And this guy said, Beyonce. I was like, yup. He said, have fun, girl. We was ready. Like, I'm telling you, they were done. People were going out. They said that glitter and sparkle and rhinestones were up. Like the sale of that was just up because
Yes.
people were being so creative and making their outfits, and they were coming in there dressed to the nines for her.
Yeah,
For
I
her concert.
saw the one thing that I saw more than even the reviews of her concert were people and all the fashion that people were to the. It became such a thing where it was like an immersive event. It was just very cool.
It was great. Yeah. Basically, her and Taylor Swift, they said to save the economy. Like people were spending so much money for getting ready for both of those things that they were making that they helped keep the economy going.
They say Taylor Swift brought in $5 billion into the economy because when she comes to her shows, and Beyonce, I'm sure the same. When they come, people come into the city. They stay for a night or two because they're coming to the concert. They eat in the city. Again, this is commerce that
The
happens
flights,
based
the
on these concerts.
hotels, the food. Yep.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So yeah, the numbers are staggering. They're
And
not. These are
Oprah's doing it with the color purple. She's asking everybody to wear purple, and people are flying to try to wear purple because the new color purple it comes
yeah.
out on Christmas Day, and she's every time they go, she's wearing purple to every showing in every city, and she says she's having a hard time, but people are just looking for purple everywhere, and she's asking everybody to wear purple when they come and see the movie.
Oh, I thought it was the 15th. It's not the 15th.
No, it's Christmas Day.
Okay, I can't wait for it. I saw that Fantasia and Taraji Henson and the girl from Orange Is the New Black, who I
Yep, her.
adore
Yep,
her.
yep, yep.
What's her name?
I can't remember her name. Gosh, and I can see her face right now. Gosh, I can see it. And the little Haley Berry girl who did the mermaid, she's in there.
Yes, yes.
Yep,
But
all of
those
them.
three, those three did the rounds the last 2 days, like the
Yep.
View and so forth. And when you listen to them, you can see that they actually have they've had a bond. They created a bond in that movie because these
Yep.
girls, the way they were talking with each other and fun, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it and to
I'm
hear the
so
music.
excited. And a lot of people are doing the dinner theater where you go and you order food and drinks and stuff like that. Because this one
Yeah.
lady, the lady that does the trips that we go on, the day trips, she rented out, she did 2 days at the theater. She did the 29th and she did the 30th. And you go in and we're doing it as a group. She rented out the whole theater and then you just buy your tickets through her and you go in and we're all in there in a private scene showing of it. And you have the food and all the stuff that you want if you want to go and do it with
Nice.
her.
Nice. Yeah, it looks like that the Fantasia, I think she's going to be Suge in it, right?
No, Taraji's gonna be Suge and Fantasia's gonna be Celie again.
Taraja, can Taraja sing? Because Suge has this beautiful deep voice. I
I
wonder
think
if,
so. She played in that other movie. God, what's the movie? With Annie. She played she sang in that movie too. So she's got enough pipes that they're letting her do it.
Yeah. And the other girl, she is, again, I don't remember her name, the Orange is the New Black girl.
I know
She
what you're talking
is,
about. I can't think of her name.
the only thing I can think is Orange is the New Black. That's the stuck in my head part. But and she's done many things, and she's been on Broadway even, and I mean
She
she's
has
an
a
accomplished
powerhouse
actress,
of a voice. Yeah.
and she does absolutely. And on Broadway, she's been belting it out, and she did that same role on the Broadway show of
Oh,
Color Purple. So
yeah.
she's one of the few that are in the movie that was on Broadway,
When
and
I
she's
saw
playing
Color
Oprah.
Purple, I saw it in Chicago, and Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child was Suge.
Oh, is that right?
This is a long time ago. So Brandon's 17. So this had to be 15 years. No, this had to be 17 years ago because he was a baby when I went to go see
It's
it.
that long. It's been out. Cheesy whiz. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Realize.
Miss Linda said cocktail book club. I like that.
That would be nice.
I
Absolutely.
like
Yep.
that. I love that.
Yep. So yeah, I can't wait to see that movie. I cannot wait to see that movie. I love the original. I loved Whoopi. They chose. I mean, it's amazing. I saw Whoopi Goldberg before that movie. I saw her in her one woman show. I didn't see it live because I was young then, but I saw it on video, and when we had video cassettes, and I watched it. And one of the most funniest parts of that stage, that one woman show, is when she talked about, and there's a boy bird and there's a girl bird, and they hook up and they do this, and I see there was such a funny thing about it because she was attacking Reagan and his anti-gay policies and all this stuff in that thing, and she was so forward back then and forward thinking,
I love her. She's just unapologetically who she are. And you're like somebody. She had a dinner party and she said she had served pork. And the person, I think Wendy Williams was interviewing her. She said, "You serve pork?" She said, you weren't worried about people not eating pork. She said, "You're coming to my house. You're gonna eat it or not. This is it." She's just unapologetic about
Exactly. Eat it or don't, but that's what you get.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah, but that movie, the official, and I remember how Spielberg took such abuse because they're like, why give it to him? He was going to mess it up and make it Disney. And I thought it was one of the most beautiful visual things I'd seen in so long,
Well, they were saying how when it first came out, the NAACP wanted to were fighting to get it taken down because they said it was highlighting black men in a negative light. But they were very much against the whole book and everything about the whole thing. And there is what they were talking about, and they were like, it's held its longevity over the years, and look how many iterations we've had of it, the book, the movie, the stage play. And every time it gets better because you don't think that you're like, well, how can you make that into a play? And then you go and see it, and you're like, oh, that's how you make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited. I love it.
Yeah, I will be seeing. I would definitely. It's one of the top things on my list. But yeah,
and my mom will be here, so I'll take her.
Yeah, and once I saw those ladies and watched them do the interview and saw the way in which they get along, I thought, the chemistry in this movie will be great because they had it right there. And if you have that chemistry, it will come across on screen while they're acting.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
Yep. This will be fun. A good holiday season in front of us, everybody. Again, thank you so much. Sorry we got distracted again.
We've been saying bye for 30 minutes now. We at the church right now. This is the last part of the sermon.
We promise this will be it. So I'm going to give the goodbye. Good night, everybody. Thank you again. Again, if we don't see you before the holidays, happy holidays, and we will catch you on the other side. And if we do see you before then hopefully we'll get you lined up for a reading. We shall see. Again, thank you so much.
Bye.
Angie, we'll chat later. Bye-bye.
Bye.